Welcome to Manor ISD Sports Complex. Todd Robinson, Ryan Robinson, Bryce Doggett on the sidelines, Gage Bowles doing our engineering. We're set to bring you Hutto Hippo football. Hippos versus the Manor Mustangs on a beautiful Friday night. Tell you, it feels like football weather. It's a chill in the air, not a lot of wind, and currently the Manor Mustangs are introducing their seniors for senior night in a game that's a very important matchup for both the Hippos and the Mustangs. Hippos come in 6-1 on the season, 3-1 in district play. Manor Mustangs come in 5-3 on the year, also 3-1 in district play. And those two 3-1 records are why this game is very, very important. As the team that finishes first and second place in district play gets a home field game in the first round of the playoffs. And right now, Cedar Park looks like they've got the first place locked up, and they're going to have a home field game. But the winner of this one has the inside track to getting that second home field game, first round of the playoffs. If Hippos win this one, they will be guaranteed the home field for the first round of the playoffs. If Manor wins it, they still have to play Cedar Park next week, and then I think there's some tiebreaker factors. But Ryan, this one's an important one for the Hippos. Again, the loss 2 weeks ago to Cedar Park is a distant memory. They rebounded nicely last week against Pflugerville.
Yeah.
Got back on the track, and they need to keep that rolling this week.
Yeah, it's a big one, and it's football weather. Feels like kind of a playoff atmosphere. Obviously, it's a big game in terms of home field advantage and getting that extra home game in the first round as the top two teams in each district do. It's kind of a weird day for Hutto. No school. It's a different feel. Talking to some of the coaches before the game, they're kind of glad. It's almost like a practice for the playoffs. A lot of times, playoffs you play on Saturday, you don't have school, and so it's a good way to gauge how you need to take that day and what you need to do. We've had one game already on a Saturday, and this will be, I guess, kind of our second Saturday game.
Well, Bryce, what's your feel down there on the sidelines? The energy coming from the Hippos.
National Anthem.
Am I there?
Yeah,
there
you
we
are
go.
now.
Yeah, I'll kind of back you up on that. It's kind of a weird feeling. Even though the team was up, they were at school at 7:45 for, some stuff this morning, then back up there at 2. So, basically a school day, but they've just had a long senior night down here, and it's kind of dragging out. So it's kind of hard to get a read down here right now.
All right, we'll pause for the national anthem.
The national anthem this evening is Miss Kimberly Yeager, a breast cancer survivor. We would like to dedicate this national anthem to Miss Yeager and all the other breast cancer survivors out there.
National anthem performed by the Manor Marching Band, and great job by them. I think we still have festivities going on. Bryce, like you said, it's just been – Hippos feel like they've been on the field out there for 10 minutes waiting for this thing to get started.
Yeah, and the whole pregame announcer, it's just kind of been scattered and not a whole lot of organization to it. They actually called the Hippo fight song the Hutto Hippo fighting song. So I hope he knows something, that we don't, that we're coming out to fight.
I hope so. Well, captains are making a slow walk to midfield. At the rate things are going right now, we're going to be done about 11:30 tonight.
Yeah, but between the national anthem and this walk, we're already late.
It was a somewhat drawn-out version of the national anthem. But,
yeah, like I said, it's just been a hard time walking around getting a feel down here. I mean, the coach has been out here a long time, players – they kind of ran in when they typically don't. They ran in during the school song, not the fight song, and
you kind of feel like
kind of weird.
I feel like our guys need to be over there on that track running some sprints back and forth.
They all need to be over there on that bike, by the trainer, just getting going,
just getting warmed up. Well, at least it's just a cool night, not a cold night. Because if it was cold, I'd be fearful of injuries right off the bat.
Yeah, it's definitely a football night down here. After last week, 30-mile-an-hour winds, it's calm. It's a little cool. Coach LaPlante said he even feels okay down here.
Yeah. Well, this continues to be a long
midfield
meeting of captains.
For meeting of captains, and they've already decided
for a thing that,
toss.
Considering most people don't know, the coin flip's done before the game, and so when you have this coin flip right now, it's kind of ceremonial. So we know
that's a long ceremony.
Boy, isn't that the truth? We know that the Manor won the toss and deferred to the second half. Hippos are going to receive. Captains for the Hippos are, looks like number 2, Xavier Phoenix, number 1, Kendall Williams, and
45.
Number 8, Jared Bealey, and number 45, Justin McCourse. Hippos in their white jerseys with the black pants, orange pinstripe running down the leg. With those black helmets, those sharp black helmets that I think Brad's kind of changed the design about a year ago with that little mascot logo. Looks pretty awesome. Manor, it's pink out night for Manor. They're down here. Their colors are typically red and black. They're in all black jerseys, all black pants, black helmets, but with a lot of pink on sleeves and socks. And
about a day late, too. And October's usually pink out month, isn't it?
Thought so.
What I thought.
Well, I guess
this is Movember.
That's right.
Men's health.
There you go. Well, I think we're maybe about to get this game ready to roll. Dejon Harrison, Mekhi Kimball back deep for the Hippos. Set to kick for the Mustangs is, looks like number 22, Yael Sanchez.
For the Mustangs this evening is number 22, Yael Sanchez.
Let's go, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I don't know what it is, but this is the clearest sound and mic I've had all year.
We got that going for us.
Changing that channel helped.
Yeah. Now let's get some. Let's hope everything's clear with the football game.
Yeah. Why don't we start it first?
We'll take one of those returns like we had last week.
Goodness, this has been the longest start of a game. All right, here we go. Set to kick off is Sanchez. And it's a high pooch kick to the left side, fielded at the 28-yard line, up 30, 35-yard line, brought down about the 36 for the Hippos was number 4, Travis Taylor. So the Hippos will set up 1st and 10. First possession of the ball game. Grayson Doggett will bring his team out onto the field along with Mekhi Kimball in the backfield. Obviously, it was great to get Mekhi back last week.
No kidding. He wasted no time getting back and making an impact, too. Obviously, he was eager to come back from that hand injury, and it showed. He had a lot of built-up touchdowns he was ready to take care of.
I know Bryce said last week Grayson's not a real fan of cold and wind, and I think he doesn't have to worry about wind tonight. Cold, not so much, a little chilly, but he's played in baseball games colder than this.
Oh, by far.
So snap back to Doggett, straight drop, looking left, throwing left deep, and overthrows his intended receiver, Trey Pinelli. Trey kind of stopped on the route.
kind of quit on it.
Yeah, not sure if they were on the same channel on that one.
You know, I asked Grayson last week why he didn't wear sleeves, you know, when it's chilly, and he said, well, I want to back my linemen. They don't. Well, Logan Tipton's got sleeves on tonight, so I said those offensive linemen don't throw the ball.
But yeah, they don't have to keep their arms very warm.
Team player. Handoff goes to Mekhi Kimball. He's tackled in the backfield. Looked to me like there was a little motion on the or a jump by the Manor defensive line.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
But no flag. So Hippos faced with a 3rd and long right off the bat on their opening possession.
Yeah, 3rd and long, and kind of continue with the trend of being slow. Trey kind of running down the sideline slow on that first pass. Mekhi taking the handoff a little bit slow. Everything's a little bit delayed right now.
3rd down, 13, 3 receivers right, single receiver left side, jumped again. Should be a free play. They're going to call that one on the Hippos, I guess.
Yeah, I think Logan
I think he might have come into the neutral zone. We're going to talk about it.
Well, I'll tell you, Logan's got Princely out there over him, and that's a good-sized kid, as is number 9 on the other side. So both DNs are going to be a force to reckon with tonight.
Yeah, number 8, Princely. Of course, we will struggle with his last name all night. Princely.
Well, I think both their last names are. I think 9 is what, Dang,
Yeah, Mador Dang.
Well, they did call it on
an offsides against Manor.
Looked like it.
Well, should have let that play go then, giving Grayson a free one.
Well, I think Logan jumped on the right side, and that's when they got to call the dead ball.
So after the 5-yard march off, be 3rd down and 8 for the Hippos. Just underway here at Manor ISD Athletic Complex. Hippos split 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. 1 man in the backfield with Doggett. Going in motion. Bealey from right to left. Heavy pressure on Doggett. Steps up, throws left, and almost intercepted. Looked like it was a hold over there against Dejan.
Big time. Yeah,
number 33 for Manor. Looked like he had a hand on him and no flag.
Yeah, it looked like he was holding him down by the wrist, and Dejan wasn't able to go up and get that ball. Grayson lucky that it wasn't picked off. Kind of threw that into a lot of traffic there.
Manor defender got one hand on it, couldn't get the other, and luckily for that.
Well, he had one hand on Dejan and one hand on the ball.
Yeah. So not the start that the Hippos needed, especially on a slow night already. You wanted them to come out, get fast, and get something big early.
Brock Bueno back to punt. Punt away, right side. Punting or Brody, I'm sorry. Gets a Hippo bounce inside the 25, continuing to roll and going to be killed at about the 21-yard line. Nice punt by Brody Bueno. 10:44 to go in the first quarter. Hippos go 3 and out on their first possession, and Manor will have their first chance at the ball.
Yeah, good punt there by Brody. Actually almost hit a Manor defender. He was running down trying to go cover, and it almost hit him right in the back. They're lucky to keep possession here.
Well, Hippo offense, like you said, Ryan and Bryce, it was just kind of a lethargic first series. Let's see if the defense can maybe get a spark here early on. Quarterback for the Mustangs is number 18, Matthew Hill. Swinging a pass right side and caught after about a 1-yard gain. Pass was complete to number 4, Levante Benford.
Yeah, good coverage there by Dejan. He read that one the whole way. It kind of looked like he was going in for the kill shot. I think the pass was just a little bit too wide, but he was able to swing him down for just a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, Dejan.
Xavier Phoenix there on that coverage.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, Xavier was about a half step away from being able to jump it too and take it back to the house. 2nd down and 8 for the Mustangs after that 2-yard pickup. Empty backfield for the quarterback, Matthew Hill. Put a man in motion going from right to left, fake the handoff. Now setting up a screen pass. Just overthrows his intended receiver. It was well defended by the Hippos anyway, so I think it wouldn't have amounted to much, but it was intended for number 13, Carl Chester. Threw that one over by the down marker.
Yeah, well, that's a we should definitely defend well. It's a lot like we run, and they see it in practice all the time.
All the time. So 3rd down and 8 for the Mustangs. 1 man in the backfield with Hill. 3 receivers to the left side, single receiver right. Snap back, straight drop, get some pressure, throws. It is overthrown. Intended for number 19, Sean Ayala. took a hit right after the ball went over his head. So
yeah, Jason Vogelpool came in there and
you
cleaned
always
him
kind
up
of started looking for a flag there.
Yeah, I think
that's the day and age we play football in, right? I mean, if there's a hit at any point that's even close, you start looking for a flag nowadays.
Yeah, lucky that that ball was thrown a little bit high. He had found that spot in our zone that teams tend to find, and he just kind of settled down. Luckily, that ball was thrown a little bit too high, and he wasn't able to reel it in.
So Mustangs will punt. Dejon Harrison stands at it. 40 high snap, reeled in by the punter. Punt away, nice punt, nice hang time. Fielded at the 43-yard line by Dejon, running right side. Gets a block to midfield. Yeah, that's going to be a terrible call.
No.
So Dejon returned it to the midfield. He got in front of him.
Yeah, he was definitely in front.
It does not matter. He led with his shoulder. You have to lead with your hands.
I don't know. Bryson, I think is a bad call.
It's a terrible call. It's a terrible rule. It's a good call though. The rule is when the guy is reversing field, you cannot come in and lead with your shoulder. It doesn't matter if it's a malicious hit. You have to have your hands first, and I couldn't tell who it was there. Was it Jason, Bryce? Could you tell?
I couldn't tell.
But
and who leads with their hands on a block?
right?
Yeah.
You know,
on a peel back block.
Yeah, so that's tough.
So it'll march off will go against the Hippos all the way back to the 29-yard line, and that's where they'll set up 1st and 10. I mean Ryan's right, but it's a terrible rule that's probably been overinterpreted.
And it has, and then that'll be one they'll look to change in the offseason. But right now it is what it is.
1st and 10 for Hutto. 2 receivers right, 2 left. One man going in motion. That's Jay Lambert going from right to left. Takes the handoff, tries to cut back inside, gets maybe a yard to the 30-yard line. So not much doing for the Hippos right there.
Just a lot of penetration early through that Hutto offensive line.
A couple of big boys on that, like you said, number 9,
well,
Dang.
Big boys and boys that can move, too.
The 2 outside are huge, and the 2 in the middle are just not that big.
Yeah, you think you would find a little bit of running room in the middle. Snap back, hand off to Mekhi Kimball, trying to run right. Has a little bit of room, across the 34, 35-yard line. Going to give him the 36. So Mekhi took off right side, cut back to the middle. Picked up about 7 yards for the Hippos. Ball going to be marked at the 36-yard line. Hippos will have a 3rd down and 3 needed.
Trying to confuse Manor a little bit. Came with a counter there and brought Logan Tipton around that left side and trying to find a blindside block there on number 9, made your dang.
So 3rd down and 3. Going in motion is Jay Lambert from left to right. A little quick pitch to McKimble, getting outside 40 and run out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Mekhi Kimball took that pitch. I tell you, for a second it looked like he wasn't going to have any place to go, but he got outside and turned that Mekhi speed on, and the Hippos get a 1st down at the 45-yard line.
He had Princely, number 8, chasing him, and that's not a fair race.
That's a good incentive to run fast.
So 1st down and 10, ball at the 45-yard line, and Hippo into the field. 8:29 to go in the 1st quarter, no score. Hand off to Kendall Williams this time. Going left side. He's got the 45, run out of bounds over in front of that Hutto bench after a pickup of about 11 down to the 44-yard line. So nice run by Kendall Williams, who was in spelling Mekhi Kimball. And Hippos are trying to run fast, setting up quickly before the chains can even get set. 3 receivers right, snap, hand off to Kimball. Bouncing around left side, picked up about 2 or 3 yards. I tell you, I don't ever want to question our coaches, and I'm not. But it would be interesting to go back and look statistically at how many times when we run that quick offense we get anything more than 2 or 3 yards.
It just seems like we run that same play on that NASCAR and don't do a whole lot.
Nope. So picked up of 3. 2nd down and 7. Dog it rolling to his right. Now looking deep right side, caught and out of bounds at the 30-yard line was Dejon Harrison.
Good ball by Grayson.
Marked him out at the 32.
Mustangs had their cornerback, James McDonald, standing right there, and Grayson was able to dump it right over the top of him. Good catch, too, by Dejon. Got 2 feet in. That was good in the NFL.
So 1st down for Hutto at the 32-yard line. 7:45 to go in the 1st quarter. No score. Hippos driving. 3 receivers to the left side, single receiver right. 1 man in the backfield with Doggett. Kendall Williams put a man in motion. This time Jay Lambert from left to right. Swinging a screen pass out. Oh, and boy, that one intended for Mekhi Kimball, and that one could have been picked off and taken all the way back for a touchdown. Grayson kind of floated it out there a little bit, but I think even with zip, he would have been able to jump that route.
Just a slow developing play there. They had Jay in motion going right and fake it to him, tried to look at Mackay swinging out to the left, and Mustangs had that one read the whole way, and they had 2 defenders there, and luckily neither one of them was able to come away with it. He would have been gone for 6.
One of those plays, the quarterback's kind of looking off the other way and just wheeling, and don't really get to read it. It's kind of dangerous.
Second down and 10, little wildcat run by
penalty. We got offsides.
Hippos. Offside's going to be against Manor, we think.
Yeah. Madordang is is that how you say it?
Madordang.
Madordang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost like Dording. Madordang.
Number 9. He's been getting some head starts.
Yeah. Well, it's the second one they've been called for. I don't know if Hippos going with a long count, trying to get him to jump. Bryce, can you tell?
Yeah, it didn't seem different. I think that little wildcat deal kind of threw him off and just made.
Well, we go on the center now, so the quarterback gives him a ready for, and then the center is the one that actually gives it the call. So I think they're just trying to time that up.
So second down and 5, ball at the 27-yard line after that 5-yard march off, and Hippos thought they were going to get called. Handoff goes to Mackay Kimball at the 25, trying to get outside and drug down by his shirt at the 23-yard line. Going to be short of a first down, I think, it's going to be really close. About a half-yard short. Third down, half-yard needed. Stack 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. One man in the backfield, that's Kimball. Handoff goes to him running left. He slips at the 21-yard line, but he got the first down.
Might have been a good thing he fell there.
It looked like a wet field.
Well, I tell you what, from my advantage, if he would have been able to cut and hold ground and cut back, he might have scored.
Yeah. So first and 10 for the Hippos, ball at the 21-yard line, and I think Manor has called a timeout.
You know, I've seen several players on both sides slip down here, and it's one of those fields that they still got the black rubber into the turf, but they got that
cork.
The cork, and it's sitting kind of up on top, and just looks like it's a little slippery.
I was, we were all down there on the field beforehand, and I was kind of kicking the turf a little bit, and at first I was like, what is this little brown stuff that, looks like big pieces of sand, and found out it was that cork. And I think you're right. It's, I don't know if they've recently spread that or just, I don't know. Maybe the rains the last couple of weeks kind of made it rise back up to the top.
It looks like they've recently run their machine over it, and a lot of it pulled to the top and didn't settle. They have that machine that kind of pulls the turf up and lets it settle, and a lot of that cork just doesn't settle.
Well, Hippo offense trying to get uncorked right here. First down and 10, ball at the 21-yard line. 2 men in the backfield this time with Doggett. Got Mackay on the right side, Kendall Williams on the left. Faking the handoff to both, swinging a pass. Oh, boy, trying to set Mackay up, flaring out of the backfield, and Grayson just threw it a little too low. And Mackay, of course, has that cast on his left hand, makes it a little bit tougher to catch the ball.
Maybe that's why he's throwing at his feet.
Yeah. So second down, 10 needed for the Hippos. They had that play set up well. I think if Mackay had caught that, he had running room.
Tell you, I like the two-back look when Kendall and Mackay are both in. That's
it's a luxury we haven't had in a couple of weeks.
It's a two-headed monster for sure. So second down and 10, ball at the 21. Again, set two men in the backfield. Next to Grayson, snap back, straight drop, throwing over the middle. It is, in and out of the hands again for Mackay. That time, surely you got to think the cast probably played a role as Mackay had gotten behind the defenders and Grayson hit him right in the hands, right at the goal line. Would have been an easy touchdown for the Hippos, but he doesn't bring it in, and it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Well, and what a great play setup, too. They fake the ball to Mackay, and he kind of slips around that corner, is able to get behind that linebacker. Grayson just dumps it right over the top of those defenders and right into Mackay's hands. And, boy, I tell you, he's going to want that one back.
Like I said, you think the cast probably played a little bit of a role. So 3rd and 10, snap back, Doggett looking, setting up a screen pass to Jay Lambert, right side. It's got a little bit of room. Jay 15 to the 10, 5, front corner, touchdown, Hippos. Wow. nicely set up. I thought Jay was going to be stopped for no gain once he broke that initial tackle, and then he cut back to his right and took that angle to the front corner of the end zone. And the Hippos are on the board with 6:19 to go in the first quarter, leading 6-0 with the extra point attempt by Evan Gutierrez to come.
Yeah, I'm with you. He ran into about 6 Mustangs right there and was able to slip through one of them, and there was nobody behind him for an easy 6.
Hippos setting up in an interesting little,
a little different look for the Hippos.
A little razzle-dazzle look, acting like they were going to set up for a 2-point conversion. Now they run Evan on, and they're going to get a delay of game call. Officials haven't noticed it. There, finally. Got about 4 or 5 extra seconds out of the deal. So we're going to have to move back 5 yards. Shouldn't be a problem for Gutierrez to kick it from the 10 instead of the 5. Or, I mean, from the 15 instead of the 10.
You take it easy with the jinxes.
Yeah.
You're 2 for 2 last week.
Well, what did I jinx him there?
Well, we'll see.
Oh, okay. You're right. This makes it a lot tougher.
Well,
extra
last
point,
week it made a
15.
difference.
15.
Of course, we're not kicking into a 30-mile-an-hour wind this week.
Snap back, hold down, kick up, and it is good as expected. 6:19 to go in the first quarter. Hippos strike first. They lead at 7-0. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
A-Plus Federal Credit Union is a longtime supporter of Hutto ISD. Earn cash back and support Hippo Nation with the student-designed A-Plus FCU Hutto ISD Hippo Debit Card. When you use your Hippo Debit Card, you and Hutto ISD both earn up to 10 cents with every purchase. Hutto ISD has received over $71,000 in cash back from A-Plus FCU members since August 2016. Stop by the Hutto branch on Edgeschmidt Boulevard to get your card and start earning today. Membership required. Insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to Manor, where the Hippos strike first, lead at 7-0, 6:19 to go in the first quarter. After that extra point attempt, or after the extra point, there was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Hippos. So it's going to be 15 yards marched off from that 40-yard line. So the Hippos are going to have to kick from their own 25-yard line. Manor is going to get set up in awfully good field position. That's kind of silly. You don't need that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it is silly, and for a lot of years, that's kind of been Manor's game plan is try to get you riled up and get you to not play your game. And
you experienced that, didn't you?
A few times.
So Hippos will tee it up from the 25-yard line. Eduardo Fernandez. Tell you, if he does that little pooch kick like he normally does, Manor's going to probably end up with this ball at about midfield.
Yeah, his pooch kick probably be landing at the Manor 45-ish.
Yeah. They ran a pooch kick back last week against Georgetown for a touchdown. There's a ball bounces at the 41-yard line and being chased and back all the way to the 30-yard line. Wow, just not very smart by the Manor Mustangs. Number 21, Darian Fletcher. It bounced at about the 41-yard line. He picked it up, and he tried to get away from the Hippos by running backwards, and he ran all the way back to the 31-yard line, and that's where the Manor Mustangs will set up. So that penalty doesn't come back to haunt the Hippos too badly.
Well, I'll tell you, Manor's just lucky to have the ball. It hit and just took a lucky bounce right into the guy that ended up with it, right into his hands, but he didn't do much with it.
So 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line for the Mustangs. Hill, the quarterback, straight drop, looking to throw deep right side, and it is caught but out of bounds, I believe. Woo. A little bit of speed running down that sidelines towards you, Bryce.
He's running on the white for 20 yards. Let him run all day over there.
Hopefully they had seen that he was out of bounds to begin with.
Yeah, I didn't see a hat come off.
No, never did. That was number 13, Carl Chester.
I think he got up on Dejan a little bit quicker than he was expecting.
Well, he gets back, gets set, and Manor's ready to go again. 2nd down and 10. Handoff to the right side. Got a lot of room to the 45, to the midfield, 45-40, and finally run out of bounds. And Hippo into the field is Taj Brooks at the 36-yard line. Wow, big run by their stud running back, number 24, Taj Brooks.
First time we've seen him, they've thrown the ball every time, and you got a running back like that, committed to Texas Tech, you got to run him.
Well, I wish he was out of Texas Tech right now for a lot of reasons. One, we wouldn't have to be facing him, and two, Tech could use him. So 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line, and Hippo into the field. Brooks sets up beside Hill in the backfield. Snap back, handoff goes to Brooks, running to the left side. Boy, Hippos try to tackle him low, and he runs over that tackle and picks up a couple of more yards down to the 33-yard line.
I'll tell you, he's a load. He's got some thighs.
Well, and I didn't see who it was. It kind of went in there and tried to get him low, which was the smart way. That's where you want to get him. You just got to be sure you wrap him up.
Yeah, I think it was Tyler Kelly, and that's not quite a fair match.
No, not if he gets him thigh level. If he gets him ankles, maybe. 5:20 to go in the first quarter. Hutto leading 7-0. Manor driving. 2nd down and 6 yards needed. 7. Snap back. Hill looking left side, throwing left side's caught. Stepping out of bounds is number 4, Levante Benford at the 28-yard line where they're going to mark it. Be a little bit short. Manor Mustangs are going to need 2 yards. 3rd down 2.
Going to need 2 yards. Probably 4-down territory here for him at
so.
the 28-yard line.
Well, I have a feeling you're going to see a Mr. Brooks get the ball right here. Brooks lines up left side of Hill in the backfield, split 2 receivers right. Handoff goes to Brooks, starts right, comes back left, middle, and gets that 1st down at the 25-yard line. You kind of wonder why they're just not going to go to him every single time.
Well, yeah, and we've got Felix Torres in at the nose tackle position right now, and it's a different look with Lordswell not in there, and I look for them to keep hammering it inside. It's kind of found a weakness right now.
Yeah, we hadn't mentioned that yet. The Hippos are playing without Lordswell Ua, who injured his knee at the end of last week and might be without him for a while. Snap back to Hill. Brooks trying to run left and force out of bounds. Great job by the Hippos to string that one out. Should be a loss of about a yard or 2. Back to the 28-yard line where they're going to mark it.
Good job by Braylon there. He was just sitting there waiting for him. It looked like they didn't even block him, which, if I'm a coach, that's probably not a guy you don't want to block, especially not on a play that's not a read play, and Amir was there to help finish it off.
2nd down, 12 yards needed. Ball at the 28-yard line. They need the 15, so 2nd and 13 actually. Snap back to Hill. Looking right, throwing right's got a receiver. Wow, overthrows him. He had that man, number 13, Carl Chester, kind of over in the flat, wide open, and overthrew him.
Yeah, 2nd time tonight that they've just kind of found a hole in our zone and have overthrown it.
Bryce, you almost had a chance at that one.
Yeah, I mean, if it had been a good throw, he would have had it. Kind of got behind Dejan and underneath.
Might be a little cold for you to try to catch that one, Bryce.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Take it off the chest.
I'm not even like the Bud Light
guy. Take it off the chest.
Me in the chest
I don't know. He got a free ride down to Houston out of the deal. 3rd down, heavy pressure by the Hippos, throwing right side. And receiver, boy, breakdown and communication by the Mustangs there. There was no receiver.
That's a receiver. Made his break and slipped and fell down. So
even on their home field.
Seeing it on both sides. So you mentioned Torres a while ago. He is a freshman, but he's played a lot this year. So it's not all new to him. He's done a good job when he's in there.
Yeah, Felix Torres taking the place of Lordswell. He takes up some space too.
Yeah, not quite the stature of Lordswell though.
He still takes up some space. So 4th down and 13, and I think Manor is going to call a timeout with 4:18 to go in the first quarter. This is a big 4th down for both the Mustangs and the Hippo defense, with Hutto leading 7-0. And tell you, you can give them 12 here. Don't give them 13. Bryce, you probably can hear it down there. I got a text that said that the Manor PA guys just butchering the Hutto names.
He butchered the whole pregame.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Well, it's unfortunate. Somebody sent me a text said you need to go down there and tell him the right pronunciation. I'm like, well, I can't break away from radio to do it.
Yeah.
I wish I could. Wish I could go help our boys. Hey, we've all lived through that, right? I remember. I'm not going to say names, but I remember one player who whose mom, every time somebody would say a player's name wrong, she was hollering up at the press box.
That's why I just say number 9.
Oh. We try to get them right here on the
especially
radio.
when you're on the PA. I mean, we can kind of get away with it a little bit, but when you're on the PA, it better be right.
Yeah, you hope so. That's why you ask ahead of time. All right, 4th down and 13 yards needed for the Mustangs. After that timeout, they split 2 receivers left, 2 right. 1 man in the backfield with Hill. That's Brooks. Lines up on his right side. Now they put a man in motion, just readjusting. Number 4, Levante Benford moves from the left side to right side. Brooks moves over and sets up on the left side of Hill in the backfield. Straight drop by Hill. He's got time. Now he's scrambling. Now he's throwing deep into the end zone. Oh, an overthrow. Boy, looked like that receiver got away with a push-off, too, as Benford shoved off on looked like he shoved off of Travis Taylor to separate, but then the ball sailed over his head, incomplete. And the Hippos will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah. It was kind of sitting there behind him, too. But, again, that ball just gets overthrown. And
it would have been by the time clock. So,
yeah,
both number 4s kind of going at it. And, it definitely been a push-off on Manor's 4.
So Hutto will take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Good defensive stop by them after Manor had driven down. Grayson with Kendall Williams and Mackay in the backfield. Grayson's going to run it at the 30. Go down, Grayson. Brought down at the 36-yard line. They rolled him over. The defender rolled him over himself for about an extra 2 yards.
I just say go down before 8 or 9 gets there.
Yeah, that's a good choice. I think our baseball coach needs to get on Grayson about learning how to slide.
He's in the booth with us. 2nd down and 2 needed for the Hippos. Ball at the 36-yard line. Handoff goes to Mackay Kimball. Still moving, charging forward across the 40, getting that extra yardage. They're going to give him forward progress up to the 42-yard line. Tell you, Mackay looked like he had been stopped for maybe about a yard gain, and all of a sudden he breaks out of that pack.
Poked through and got to the second level.
Legs are still churning.
I think a lot of our guys thought he was down too because they stopped, and we only had one lineman down there trying to push him a little further, but he was outmatched by about 3 Mustangs.
So 1st and 10.
Go down, though.
No. It's one good thing. It was his wrist that was hurt, not his legs. His legs are good. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Going in motion from left to right is Jay Lambert. Grayson rolling to his right. Getting pressure coming from behind. Throws, and it is almost intercepted. Ball falls incomplete. Broken up by number 26, Will G. Solomon.
I don't know. We might say that was broken up by Jared Bealey, actually.
Yeah, he became defender there, thank goodness.
There,
yeah, Will G. went up and looked like he's going to pick it off, and Jared did a good job of
had
grabbing
his
his arm.
And Jared just kind of ripped it out of there. Grayson
had heavy pressure coming from the backside. We've seen that blindside hit on him before. We don't like seeing that. 2nd down and 10 for the Hippos. Snap back, hand off to Kimball, running right, trying to turn it back up. Only gets about 1 yard to the 41, actually no gain.
Yeah,
so another 3rd and long situation for the Hippos, 2:45 to go in the first quarter, leading 7-0.
Again with the counter, bringing Logan Tipton around that left side and just trying to cause some chaos with those 2 big defensive ends, and that time they were able to clog it up and not give Mackay any room.
So 3rd down and 10, ball at the 41-yard line. Hippos need to get it just inside Manor territory to get the first. Split 2 receivers right. It's Lambert and Josh Gonzalez, 2 receivers left side. Kimball in the backfield. Straight drop. Pressure. Rolling to his right. Still pressured and intercepted at the 45-yard line. Returned to the 40 and brought down at the 36. Intended it for number 8, Jared Bealey, and I think Grayson thought Bealey was going to maybe turn around and come back to it, and instead Bealey went long, and the defender stepped right in front of it, and the interception will put Manor in great field position at the Hutto 36-yard line, I believe.
Again, I think Grayson was feeling the pressure and kind of broke the golden rule as a quarterback. Don't throw back across the field, and I don't know if he didn't see the defender there or what he saw, but he was right in the way between Grayson and Jared there, and that was probably the easiest interception that guy will have all year.
Yeah, I was yelling, get rid of it, and live another series.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 for Manor. Hill, straight drop, throwing deep, right side, and it is, boy, a fight for the ball, and I think it's caught by Manor at the 1 yard line. Wow. It's well defended by Dejan. They're still wrestling for the ball, but they've already signaled first down and goal for Manor. Number
Manor's
13, Carl Chester. Yeah, he just, tell you, Hill just threw it up there, and Dejan was right there with him, but I think Chester just went up and kind of pulled it over the top of Dejan. Manor's got a first and goal at the 1 yard line.
Boy, and I'll take our chances on a jump ball with Dejan just about any day, so props to them for
He's got about 6 inches on Dejan, though.
He's a tall, lanky man.
So first and goal for the Mustangs at the 1 yard line. Of course, they got Brooks in the backfield with Hill and number 1, Chooks' brother. And straight snap to Brooks, and he walks into the end zone. Taj Brooks for the easy Manor touchdown. Well, that one was a gift from the Hippos, an interception, and then a deep pass. And Manor has put their first points on the board with 1:22 to go in the first quarter, extra point away from tying this one up.
Yeah, Brooks lines up in the backfield there. I don't think there's any question who's keeping the ball. Just like you said, just walks in around that left side for the touchdown.
Point after attempt to come. Number 22, Yael Sanchez. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it's good. So 1:22 to go in the first quarter. Mustangs tie it up. Hutto 7, Manor 7. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
ACDI, Al Clausen Disposal, supports the Hippo Nation. ACDI is a locally owned family company that specializes in solid waste services, including residential, recycling, commercial, and roll-off. Al Clausen Disposal has grown into a top 100 ranked corporation. Their mission is simple. They're committed to providing safe, reliable, and environmentally sound waste solutions at cost-effective rates while embracing new ideas to reduce the carbon footprint. Al Clausen Disposal, your local choice for all your collection and disposal needs. ACDI says go Hippos!
Welcome back to Manor ISD Athletic Complex, where the Mustangs have tied the Hippos up with 1:22 to go here in the first quarter. And tell you, Hippos, like I said, kind of gifted that one as Mustangs got the interception, threw one deep pass down to the 1 yard line, and then Taj Brooks just walked it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, kind of glimpses of Hutto at the beginning of the year, off a turnover, give up that big play immediately. That's something we don't want to fall back into at this point in the season.
Yael Sanchez with the high kick. Hippos fielded at the 22 yard line up to the 30, 35,
Go,
40,
Jason.
45, and runs over a guy at midfield. My goodness. Was that Vogelpool?
It was Jason, and I think he ran over the kicker.
Yeah,
Oh, my goodness.
it was.
Oh, kicker stepped in front of him, and they had a little head-on collision, and Jason won.
Well, I was kind of questioning why.
Hey, we lost you for a sec.
I was kind of questioning, Jason cut in and caught it right in front of Dejan. I was like, what?
Well,
but, hey, he
turned
did
out
good.
all right. So Hippos set up in great field position at the 48 yard line, and Manor into the field after the Vogelpool return. So Grayson needs to shake off that last interception and get back to business. Pitch goes to Makai Kimball running right side, tries to turn it back to the middle, but he's clipped before he can turn it up, and picks up maybe a yard. And no gain at the 48 yard line.
And lucky to even pick up that. He got the ball. He got the pitch from Grayson and had about 3 Mustangs right in front of him. I don't know how he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
It's kind of an interesting play the Hippos are running. It's kind of an old-fashioned little
it's
just
a
little
sweep out of a
out.
shotgun. Yeah, look, at some point they might throw out of that.
So second down and 10 for Hutto after no gain. Hand off to Kimball, bounces right and wrapped up before he can get going again. Great job by the Manor defensive line. So it's going to be third down and 9 yards needed for Hutto. Ball at the 47 yard line. It's where it's marked. Bryce has found an in and out spot over there.
10 seconds for the first quarter.
I think they're going to run this one.
Yeah, that's when they're going to let a clock just run out. So we have played one here at Manor ISD Athletic Complex, and in a battle to get that home field advantage in the playoffs, the Hippos and the Mustangs are tied at 7 after one quarter. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
The Hutto Family YMCA, proud to partner with Hutto ISD. The Hutto Family YMCA is a center for fitness, family, and community. They provide Hutto residents with a state-of-the-art facility for programs and events that focus on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. The YMCA works with Hutto ISD to provide an after-school program and other events such as Friday Night Live for middle school students. Check out the Hutto Y or call 512-846-2360. The Hutto Family YMCA, strength from within.
Getting set to start the second quarter here in Manor. Hippos and Mustangs tied at 7. Hippos face a 3rd down 9 from the Manor 47-yard line. Need to get it up to the 38. Have 3 receivers to the left side, single receiver right. One man in the backfield is Makai Kimball with Grayson Doggett. Grayson's been under pressure all night from those 2 defensive ends. Trying to set up a screen pass, and it's intercepted. Well, and that's not going to be Grayson's fault, as his intended receiver fell, and the ball was picked off by number 17, Tyreek Marshall. Trying to set up the screen. I didn't see who it was intended for. Jay Lambert, I think, and Jay was on the ground. And
well, Jay was in position, but I think we missed a block out on the outside, and you can't do that when you float a screen in there. And, boy, he almost ran over Jay and went in for 6.
So Manor will set up 1st and 10 at the Hutto 38-yard line. 2nd time in a row they've started in great field position. 2 straight interceptions. Handoff going up the middle across the 35 down to the 33-yard line was Taj Brooks.
Yeah, tripped up there by Amir, and lucky he was, because I think he might have broke that one for a touchdown too if Amir doesn't get him by the ankles.
I'd say the Hippo offense is struggling right now. They just haven't found any kind of a rhythm, and 2 possessions in a row, an interception, and Manor has had great field position. And tell you, Hippo defense going to have to step up and do something now. 2nd down and 6 after a 4-yard gain. Handoff to running to the right side was Che Nabuco. Chooks' brother. Those of you that remember Chooks, everybody remembers Chooks. We called him Joystick, of course, last year. He's playing at Texas Tech right now, and his brother is playing in Manor.
Did you actually, did you?
Yeah, I lost you, Bryce.
I said, did you find?
Keep breaking up. Bryce, you're going to have to find a good spot where it's not breaking. I think it might not be you. 3rd down, 6 needed for the Manor Mustangs. Throwing left. It's got a man, but it's intercepted by the Hippos at the 30-yard line. Still running to the 40, to the 45, back to midfield. And on the interception was
like Jordan Phoenix.
I think was Jordan Phoenix.
Jordan Phoenix there.
Yeah, so Jordan picks it off. Tell you, had a guy over there on the left side, but he'll underthrow him, so the Hippos return the favor with the interception. And they will set up 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
And got a little bit of extracurriculars going on after the play, too. Levante Bedford, number 4 for the Mustangs, was just jabbing back and forth at Jason Vogelpohl, and finally the referee had enough and tossed the penalty flag, so we should get an extra 15 onto this one. Tell you what, there was a flag sitting on the field on the return. I wonder if maybe we had any sort of block in the back or blindside there. Well, it'd be interesting to see what they end up calling here.
Bryce, I think you're in a good spot there.
Yeah, I'm back to my spot. I'd move to the other end. I like being behind the offense when they're on offense, but I might have to watch them come at me.
Waiting the call from the official.
There are multiple infractions on the play. Sideline warning, Manor.
Sideline warning against Manor.
After the play.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike against Hutto. Oh, against Manor.
Manor, number 23.
So Levante Benford of Manor, Jason Vogelpohl of Hutto. So both of them, if either one of them gets another one, then they'll be out of the game.
Well,
So they offset on the unsportsmanlike calls.
yeah, and I think that's one of those they don't want to send it either way. It sure looked like Levante Benford was doing the majority of the talking there. Jason Vogelpool was kind of walking back, but
Yeah,
you know,
but I guarantee
I'm not,
Jason
yeah, I was
got
gonna
under his
say,
skin.
I'm not gonna cut Jason any slack. There.
Probably
He was
wasn't being
probably
quiet.
not,
I think
not guilty.
He might have admitted on the coach's show last week that he sometimes talks. 1st and 10 for the Hippos. Grayson with a straight drop, throwing deep right. Oh, just overthrown. Intended for, might have a flag.
Yeah, couldn't get his arm up.
Intended for Jared Bealey running down that right side, right over in front of Bryce. In fact, that flag's right in front of you, Bryce. So you should have had a good look at that.
Yeah, he defender reached up and grabbed Bealey's arm, or he might have caught it.
Pass interference. Defense.
So pass interference against Manor, and should
First down.
be a march off down to about the 30. We're going to mark this one right at the 36-yard line. 10-17 to go in the second quarter. Ball game tied at 7. Hippos step up to the line. Split 2 receivers left, 2 right. Mackay Kimball in the backfield with Doggett. Well, they play press coverage up there, too, on those receivers.
Yeah, they do.
Straight drop by Grayson. He's got time throwing over the middle. Caught at the 35 to the 30 to the 25, 20, 15. Cuts back inside to the 10 to the 5 and brought down at about the 6 was Jared Bealey. So Bealey getting involved in the action. Comes up a little limping.
Yeah, he got kind of tackled funny there. I wonder if
And
he's not going to come out of the game.
The Hippos set up
Go
in that
fast.
NASCAR to go fast. Stack 2 receivers right, 2 left. Handoff goes to Kimball going up the middle, pushing forward, still pushing, trying to get another push. Well, they blow the whistle while the scrum is still moving forward.
Not sure why they blew
Yeah,
that one.
that one. I think that was a little premature whistle right there. The Hippos line up again, ready to go quickly again. Second down. I'm not sure why they're letting them set up. The Hippos didn't sub.
Well, we substituted.
Oh, I didn't think we did. Handoff goes to Mackay, pushing forward, and he is waiting for the signal. Hippos thought he was in. No
He
official was
scored.
giving a
Had
signal.
to,
And there it
yeah.
comes. Touchdown, Hippos.
Hey, just going with the theme of the
9:22 to
night.
go in the second quarter.
Just a little slower on the call.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
Yeah, Jared Bealey, who kind of got banged up the play before, came out, and they had to give them time to substitute.
All right, I didn't see him come out. Nonetheless, Hippos punch it in. Mackay Kimball from 1 yard out with 9:21 to go, 13-7. And the point after from Evan Gutierrez to come. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. So 9:21 to go in the first half. It's now Hutto 14, Manor 7. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
A-Plus Federal Credit Union is a longtime supporter of Hutto ISD. Earn cash back and support Hippo Nation with the student-designed A-Plus FCU Hutto ISD Hippo debit card. When you use your Hippo debit card, you and Hutto ISD both earn up to 10 cents with every purchase. Hutto ISD has received over $71,000 in cash back from A-Plus FCU members since August 2016. Stop by the Hutto branch on Ed Schmidt Boulevard to get your card and start earning today. Membership required, insured by NCUA.
$9:21 to go in the first half. Hippos get on the board. They lead at 14-7.
Another good-looking drive there. It's been kind of a hot and cold night for the Hippo offense so far. It's either it's been hit or miss, right? It's either a great drive or we're going to go 3 and out or a turnover.
Well,
Seems to be
just
the
some
theme
nice,
so far.
quick-hitting passes, some kind of short drags across the middle, just a little different look.
Eduardo Fernandez with that high pooch kick and tackled again. The 30-yard line.
Boy, they're going the wrong way.
I tell you, ever kick. Great coverage by the Hippos.
Yeah, Travis Taylor down on that.
Travis Taylor wraps him up. That pooch kick's working well
Yeah,
tonight.
it is. He's kind of found the sweet spot there, and I think our guys have
long as
timed
21
up
will-
where it needs to be.
Long as 21 will keep catching it and going
Yeah.
backwards, we'll do that all night.
Just kick it to him. So Manor will set up 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. 3 receivers right side, single receiver left. Taj Brooks in the backfield with Hill. Handoff goes to Brooks, running to the right side and being chased and finally hit out of bounds. Big hit at the 36-yard line.
Travis Taylor.
Yeah, Travis not sure where he is
he
right
knows
now.
What's going on?
Yeah. Flag comes flying. Travis, I think, was ready to settle in on the Manor bench. But he's kind of being walked to the other side by official. I think I'm going to have to take a look at Travis.
Thinking that might be his last play of the
Travis
night.
put a big pop on Taj Brooks on the sidelines and got up, and I think he thought he was on the Hutto sidelines or thought he was back in Hutto. But there was a flag afterwards. I think maybe Manor got up and
there
said
was some
something.
jawing going on after the hit.
I'm pretty sure Travis wasn't the one that got up and said anything.
No.
Hippo look like they're cramping up over on the far side.
Jay Lambert just kind of laid down. And
Yeah, I think he's grabbed his leg like he's cramping. Talking about this over here, I tell you, they can't, they surely can't be calling this against Hutto because Travis Taylor didn't know where he was. If he did get up and say something, it was total by accident.
he doesn't know what he said.
No.
Yeah, that was a physical run on both ends there too. It was he put a well
They're going to march us off.
Jay.
They're set to march us off against Hutto.
Yeah, I think we had Xavier Phoenix was on the sidelines down there, and I think he might have been doing a little bit of talking, maybe trying to stick up for Travis Taylor a little bit.
So Travis only gives up about 50 pounds to Taj Brooks. So
Yeah, kudos to him for sticking his nose in there. And
that's one thing that player's always done is stick his nose in there.
So still trying to sort this out. Got an official over across the field talking to Coach LaPlante. I think Brad might be pleading the case, saying you can't flag a guy that wasn't even sure where he was. And we're not.
Yeah, that's
we're
like
not
calling unnecessary roughness on a kicker or quarterback.
Yeah. We're not in any way making light of it either. We know.
That's his first of the game.
Who did they call again?
Yeah, it was
Xavier.
for
Xavier.
Fonte. All right. Well, Xavier maybe shouldn't do that when his guy is the one who.
Hey Bryce,
was
what's the story on Brody's blue gloves out there?
Oh, he said he just got him today. He's going to that freshman All-American game in December, January down in Florida, I believe, and they sent him 2 pair of gloves today, and that's one of them.
I call those teal. I don't think those are blue.
That's a blue.
Handoff goes to Brooks, trying to pound it up the middle across the 45 down to the 43-yard line and Hutto into the field. So, again, that the penalty against the Hippos was a 15-yard unsportsmanlike. That's the second or third unsportsmanlike penalty that
Third
the Hippos
one we've
have gotten
had,
tonight.
second one that's cost us 15.
I
Like
know
I
there's
said,
some
things get a little bit
yeah.
chippy, and this is the type of game that Manor's wanting to play. So
yeah, like
we're
you
feeding
said,
right
Manor
into that.
will kind of draw you into that if you're not careful. Pick up a 4, second down and 6, ball at the 44-yard line. Empty backfield for Hill this time. Now he puts a man in motion from left to right. Handoff on a little jet sweep. Goes to Brooks, and he has run out of bounds. Maybe a loss at the 45-yard line. Lost a yard on the play. Good pursuit by Braylon Sugg and Jason Vogapool.
Yeah, good job of
Landon
Trey.
Watson.
Trey actually came in there and was the one to finish the tackle. Well, he was the one to get in the way and force him out of bounds. There's not a lot of finishing tackles with Taj Brooks. He's a load.
Well, as a Red Raider, I will tell you, you and I both are probably excited to see this guy wearing a different red and black next year.
Yeah.
Third down and 7, 8:17 to go in the second quarter. Hippos leading 14-7. Need to get a stop right here.
A different red and black, but it's a very similar looking jersey.
Yeah, it is. And whistles blow, and I think we have a timeout called by Manor. Well, play clock was just about to run out on them. Might have run out before they got it called, but they're going to say they called it. Again, 8:17 to go in the first half. Hutto leading 14-7. Manor driving the ball, trying to get it tied up. In a ball game that means a lot. Again, we said if the Hippos win this one, they're going to be guaranteed second place and hosting a first-round playoff game in a couple of weeks at Hutto Memorial Stadium. If they lose this one, then Manor will face Cedar Park next week, and then depending on the outcome of that one, could look at some tiebreaker situations, and I don't even know what those are.
Yeah, not sure. I think it comes down to point differential at that point.
When Cedar Park has their hands full with Pflugerville.
Yeah.
28-0, 5 minutes left in the half.
Yeah. The struggle we all foresaw. That's Manor's last time out of the first half.
Yeah,
so with
still
8:17 to go
left
in second quarter, and they've already used them all. If you're the Hippos, you hope that comes back to bite them.
Obviously, those are a lot more valuable in the second half, but that it could serve big if they're trying to go down and get a score right before halftime, or delay a game or whatever they might need one for.
So set to go after the timeout, 3rd down and 7. Ball at the 45-yard line. Hippo into the field. He'll roll into his left. Now a handoff trying to go back, counter to Brooks, and being strung out and pushed out of bounds at the 42-yard line, 41-yard line. Ultimately going to mark it at the 40, I guess.
Well played.
Be short by about 2 yards. I tell you, Brooks kept those big legs going and picked up a couple of extra ones, which is going to give them a chance here at 4th and 2.
Yeah, tried that rollout, where they looks like they're going to sprint out left, and all of a sudden everybody changes directions, and Brooks get the handoff coming back right, and we actually had some guys that were still there, and we've done a pretty good job this year of keeping backside contained, other than the occasional reverse, but well played there.
Manor going to go for this 4th and 2, ball at the 40-yard line. Handoff, faking the handoff is Brooks out of that Wildcat. He's got plenty of room at the 30. And brought down at the 27-yard line. Might have a hold or a block in the back. And a very unnecessary one, too.
I think it's still it's going to be close to being a first down still.
Well, they ran that Wildcat. They set Che Wabuko back up in the backfield with him. Direct snap went to Brooks, and he carried it forward for about 10 yards. The hold or block in the back, we'll see where the penalty's going to be.
29 right now, which would move them back to the 39. They should be about 4th and 1, I think.
So a hold against Manor. Again.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 4th and 1.
They're going to mark it. Yep, going to mark it. So they actually gained a net 1 yard on the penalty and get another play.
I don't think there's any secret who's keeping the ball when 24 is the one in the backfield running quarterback, running the show.
Yeah. Yeah, and you figure, look for that direct snap to Brooks again right here.
No question.
So 4th down and 1 after the mark-off. 8:01 to go in the first half. Hutto leads 14-7, trying to get a stop against the Mustangs right here and get the ball back. Manor with big Taj Brooks in the backfield along with Che Wabuko. Snap back to Brooks. Hands off to Wabuko, running to the left side. Gets away from one tackle, but doesn't get away from the others.
Wow, nice play.
So the Mustangs kind of outthought themselves on that one, I think.
I agree.
Instead of just letting the big man take it for the 1 yard, they tried to get tricky, handed off to Wabuko going left side, and the Hippos swarmed him and bring him down for a loss, and the ball will go over to Hutto on the 43-yard line.
I was kind of looking for that the play before because they hadn't run it, and they went with it that time. And
tell you, it doesn't.
Yeah.
The Hutto boys don't want Chad to do much.
Try to get too cute, and I think you're right. If he
doesn't
pulls
make
that,
any sense to me.
He runs for 10 or 20 yards.
But thank you. So 1st and 10 for Hutto at the 43-yard line. Put a man in motion. Oh, the Hippos have a collision in their own backfield, and Mackay Kimball decides just to hold on to it. Takes it across the 45 to the 46, but he bumped into Jared Bealey who was going in motion. Jared's having a
physical night on both ends.
Little heck of a time.
He was just over here pretty close to me. I asked him if he was okay, and he said, yeah, he's good to go, but he's kind of limping again.
Ask him again.
Suffered a setback again after bumping into his own man. Stays out there, though. Hippos line up 3 receivers to the right side. And I think, Grayson, I think that was a busted play. I think he tried to hand it off, didn't make the connection, kept it, and took it up to midfield. So a pickup of a few yards for Doggett. It's going to be a 3rd down. The Hippos are going to need about 3 yards.
Well, that's something Grayson's really done a good job of the last few games, is showing that he can and will pull the ball and run. And and show that little bit of a threat.
So 3rd down, 3 yards needed. One man in the backfield, Kimmel. He gets the handoff, starts right, comes back left, and swallowed up at the 48-yard line. Going to be a yard short for the Hippos. Well, what do you do right here if you're Brad?
I think you got to go for it.
I think so. You're up 14-7, 6:25 to go. Your defense has done a good job.
Yeah, other than one big play, I think you're right. There hadn't really been a whole lot of success on the offensive end for the Mustangs. I think you just run straight forward here. Obviously, you've got some worries if you go QB sneak. The one is the fumbled snap.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's don't go QB sneak.
Yeah.
So the ball's at the 48.
Maybe a little zone read and keep it.
Need the 47. Put a man in motion going from right. He turned up a little too soon. See if the flag's thrown. Oh, pass is caught at the 45-yard line. Dejon Harrison. Tell you what, I think he got away with turning up too soon, too.
I think you're right. He was playing a little bit of arena football there.
Yeah, that's called the arrow route.
Yeah.
In a hurry.
Well, he got the first down at the 45. Good pass by Grayson. Good holding on to the ball by Dejon as he was hit right as he caught it. So 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line, and Manor into the field. Snap back, hand off to Kimball. Starts middle, cuts back right across the 40, still moving to the 38-yard line.
Oh,
nice run by Mackay Kimball.
Slippery, just kind of sneaks right through a couple defenders there, and we're going fast.
Hippos again trying to line up fast. 2nd down, 3 yards needed, 5:25 to go in the first half. Hippos leading 14-7. Now a flag. Boy,
I don't know how they.
What was that all about?
I'm not sure how they can call a false start there when the referee hadn't even signaled ready for play.
Yeah, he hadn't even gotten out of the way.
In play there, you can't. I disagree with that. They're taking their time too. We've subbed in, and Manor's showing no intention of subbing to match us. That referee needs to get out of the way and let us go.
Yeah, I'm with you though. How can you have a false start if the ref's still standing over the ball?
You can't.
You can't snap it when he's there.
Yeah.
Can't snap it, so you can't have a false start.
So moving back 5 yards, 2nd down and 8 for the Hippos. 5 minutes to go in the first half, leading 14-7. Ball at the Manor 43-yard line. One man in the backfield with Doggett. That's Mackay Kimball. Sets up on his right side. Doggett throwing deep, left side. Ball, Dejon's just held big time. Wow. The defender just had a handful of Dejon jersey, number 10, James McDonald, and he held on to him for a ride of about 10 yards. Ball was overthrown, but only because Dejon was held up.
I think that was a decision of, hey, I'm going to take this 15 because he's got me beat big time.
Yeah, he knew Dejon was
and he's still acting like he didn't do anything, which is kind of funny.
Yep, I'm thinking
I think Dejon's jersey was stretched about.
What's the old saying? I think Stevie Wonder would have seen that one. So 1st and 10 after the interference against Manor. March it all the way down to the 28-yard line where the Hippos will have it 1st and 10. 4:47 to go in the first half. Hutto leading 14-7. A score right here would be big. 2 receivers left side, 2 right. Kendall Williams in the backfield this time with Grayson. Grayson steps forward, changing the play. Well, that ref just stands over the ball.
Oh, yeah, and just blew the whistle.
Yeah. Just so confusing. And
my goodness.
Flags fly again. Hippo's going to be called for illegal procedure.
Well, it's
like the officials, if they would get out of the way and let these guys play football, they're messing up timing and rhythm and everything else. Just put the ball ready to play and then get out of the way.
Right.
So 5 yards against Hutto, and they'll have a 1st down and 15. Well, we saw that 1st and 15 against Cedar Park a couple of weeks ago over and over and over.
Yeah, and second time we've seen it tonight too. I guess it's not starting the drive out this time, but boy, you don't want to put yourself in that position.
I think that was on Bealey, and, that's one of those deals, hey, just watch the ball.
Yeah. So 1st down and 15. Dejon goes in motion from left to right. Handoff goes to Mackay up the middle at the 25, at the 20, and all the way down to the 15. That's Kendall Williams, not Mackay, that time in the backfield.
Hey, nice little crisscross with Dejon going on the jet sweep.
I like that. They've done that a couple of times. So at the 16-yard line, Hutto will have it 1st down and 10. Snap back, going fast. Handoff to Kendall Williams. Bangs into a man across the 10 to the 5 and brought down at the 3-yard line. Boy, he ran into a wall, bounced off of it, and then found a little seam and took it all the way down to the 3 where the Hippos will have it. First and goal at the 3-yard line, trying to go fast. Stack 2 receivers left, 2 right. Hand off to Williams, running right side, burying into the middle, and going to be stopped down at the 2-yard line, 1-yard gain by Kendall.
You know, I tell you, you see Kendall in person, he just doesn't look that big.
No, he doesn't. He's
but
not
boy, he
very
runs
imposing.
big.
Yeah. No, he's not a big guy, but yeah, you're right. He's not afraid to put his head in there.
He's got really good legs, and he uses them.
Kind of like Mackay. He just doesn't go down.
Second down and goal from the 2. Mackay Kimball now back in the backfield with Doggett. Put a man in motion from right to left. That's Bealey. Grayson rolling to his left, throwing corner and incomplete. Flag flies.
There,
I think
yeah.
might have another interference or defensive holding against the same. Number 10, McDonald gets up.
He's having a
Tell
tough
ya,
night.
every time after he gets a penalty, he gets up celebrating like he made a great play.
Yeah, I think he and Dejon might know each other.
Well, if they didn't before the game, they do now.
Well, a lot of these kids over the years get to know each other, especially if they played at high level or some of the select 7-on-7, and
Right.
it gets chippy in a hurry.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of talking going on down there. It's probably good that we don't have a mic up where close to where these guys are.
Yeah, it's just bad enough down here where I'm hanging out.
Yeah, you're keeping your microphone at a safe distance down there. So interference against the offense. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I think Grayson rolling out to his left, a lot of times that's kind of what you run that pick play, and Trey was coming inside, and he was kind of standing there in the way and too far down the field, and if that's too obvious, they're going to call that. So that's a tough 15 yards there.
So march that one back against the Hippos, and it's going to be second down and goal at the 18-yard line after an offensive. Well, that kind of surprised everybody. Hippos stacked 3 receivers to the right side. Kimball in the backfield. Put a man in motion. Doggett with a straight drop. Looking left. Throwing left. Oh, Trey Pinelli goes up and gets it at the 3. Stumbles forward and gets it all the way to the 1-yard line. Couldn't quite keep his balance and take it in to the end zone. But, wow, Trey with the ups.
Catch.
Yeah.
I
think
thought he
Trey
scored.
was just
I
as
thought he did,
surprised that he
too.
caught it and didn't get hit.
So Hippos line up fast again. Handoff goes to Mackay Kimball. Buries it into the end zone for the touchdown. Credit Trey Pinelli with that one. Trey should almost get like half the points on that touchdown after that great catch he made on the previous play. So 3:23 to go in the first half. Hippos strike, lead at 20-7 with the point after attempt to come.
Yeah, kind of why Trey went up to go get it, and I think he was expecting to get kind of leg swiped there by the cornerback, and he just whiffed on him, and Trey fell down at like the 1-yard line.
Yeah, it'd be fun to watch the replay and see if he actually got in before that knee went down.
He's going to want to see that one again tomorrow morning.
Snap back, hold down. Gutierrez's kick is up, and it is good. 3:23 to go in the first half. Hutto leads it now, 21-7. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
ACDI, Al Clausen Disposal supports the Hippo Nation. ACDI is a locally owned family company that specializes in solid waste services, including residential, recycling, commercial, and roll-off. Al Clausen Disposal has grown into a top 100 ranked corporation. Their mission is simple. They're committed to providing safe, reliable, and environmentally sound waste solutions at cost-effective rates while embracing new ideas to reduce the carbon footprint. Al Clausen Disposal, your local choice for all your collection and disposal needs. ACDI says go Hippos!
3:23 to go in the first half here in Manor. Hippos strike again. They lead at 21-7. Mackay Kimball got the 1-yard touchdown run, but Trey Pinelli made the fantastic catch prior to it to put him in position.
Yeah, let's ask Doc if Travis Taylor's out. They said they'll assess him at halftime.
Okay. Eduardo Fernandez with that high pooch kick, fielded at the 25-yard line and running backwards again. This time a little bit of room is Che at the 35. He's got the 40, 45 midfield, 45, and then run out of bounds. Finally, wow, and Hutto into the field. What a great return.
Oh, we've seen that.
Che
We've seen that
Nwabuko.
before.
Yep. Yeah, seen it from his brother, and he's wanted to do something big against the Hippos, and he does. Returns that kick.
Yeah,
all
kind
the
of
way.
wonder, is that the guy you kick?
Yeah, I think not.
Well, that pooch kick got a little bit farther than it usually does.
Farther and
it
not
got
as
about
high.
to the 20 instead of 30, and when you kick it up 30, that's not where Che is. But
So Manor will set up 1st and 10 at the Hutto 36. Boy, they have had great field position, seems like all night. Handoff goes to Taj Brooks, breaks a tackle, and runs over another man and finally run out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Only picked up about a yard, and now a flag flies and more talking on the sidelines, and I think the Hippos are going to be hit with another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
I think maybe this might be on Taj Brooks.
We'll see. Hadn't seen signals from anybody yet, and
We're gonna
hadn't
get
seen
to the
people
point
excited,
where unsportsmanlike is gonna get someone thrown
Yeah,
out of the
Yeah,
ball
as
game
you're
many,
right
as
soon.
many as both sides are getting, somebody's going to get plunked here in a little while.
so officials over there talking about it.
Couldn't really see from Hutto. Pinelli kind of came out of there, and I couldn't tell who else.
Yeah, Trey was the one that ultimately I think pushed him out of bounds, and there's neither team has given an indication that they think it's going against them.
Might be offsetting here.
Official stepping back, and here comes the call.
That's going to be on Hutto, one of them.
Yeah, it keeps looking back, I think, trying to get a number.
After the play, unsportsmanlike. Number 3, the defense. 50
Dejan.
That's his first
And only Dejan.
Hmm.
Well, Hutto's got to have some talking at halftime about that. They got to quit doing whatever they're doing. They're falling right into the Manor trap.
Well, they are, and Manor's an experienced trash talking team,
Yeah.
so they're not the ones getting called for it. They know how to hide it.
Yep. So after that penalty, Manor's going to have it 1st and 10 at the Hutto 18-yard line, 3:04 to go in the first half. And just as the Hippos extended their lead to 2 scores, Manor's trying to get right back down and cut it to 1 again. Brooks lines up in the backfield on the right side of Hill. Now he moves over to the left side. Handoff goes to Brooks, starts right, comes back up the middle, has got a lot of room, runs over a couple of Hippo players. Jason Vogelpool brings him down at the 12-yard line.
Just finding some creases in there on this drive.
Well, and again, we've talked about Felix Torres filling in for Lordsville and done an admirable job, but he's not Lordsville, and I think that's created a little bit of exposure for that Hippo defense. 2nd down and 4. Snap back, handoff goes to Brooks again. This time he stood up by Amir Ward.
Yeah, and Amir was actually in
At
that
the
nose tackle
14-yard
position
line.
that time. I was talking to Bo Mosley
Loss of
before the
2.
game, and he mentioned that, they might try to put Amir in there a few times and just see what he can do and clog some holes. And hey, sure enough,
He clogged that one.
he clogged it up pretty nicely.
Lost two yards on the play, back to the 14-yard line. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Hutto leads at 21-14 or 21-7, trying to keep Manor out of the end zone right before halftime. The Mustangs are going to get the ball to start the second half. So here they go again with Brooks running up in that Wildcat formation. Snap back to him. Fakes the handoff, keeps it. He's got running room.
Yeah,
he's at the
he's gonna be in.
10-5 and in the front corner for the Manor touchdown. Well, you just wonder why they just don't let him carry it every single time.
Every play. Why even have a quarterback back there?
Just run that, and they might do that in the second half. So Brooks takes it in, and they're an extra point away from cutting it to 7. Faked the handoff on that out of that Wildcat. This time Brooks kept it, and there was just no Hippo to bring him down as he got outside.
Well, and had the handoff snuffed out, but unfortunately didn't have anybody in backing up and ready to tackle the guy that still had the ball.
Yael Sanchez on to attempt the extra point for the Mustangs. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. So 1:33 to go right before halftime, and Manor gets on the board, and that's a critical touchdown for them. And the Hippos will have 1:33, see if they try to do something. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com, the SHN Sports Network.
Hutto Family Eye Care has partnered with Hutto ISD for almost 10 years. Hutto Family Eye Care has been the leader and preferred provider of quality vision care products and personalized service to patients in Hutto. Their doctors use only the most advanced, state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. Give your vision the level of care and attention it deserves. Hutto Family Eye Care on Exchange Boulevard, across the street from the post office.
So the Manor Mustangs cut the Hippo lead to 21-14 with 1:33 to go in the first half. And I tell you, that was a big score for Manor because they do get the ball to start the second half. We'll see if Hutto gets conservative here up for halftime or if they try to do something and get those points back.
Yeah, the end of halves have really served to be kind of a Achilles heel for us so far this year.
Yeah, they really have. There's a deep kick this time. Again, fielded at the 20-yard line, 25. A little bit of running room, 30, 35, and up near the 40-yard line. Should give him the 40 the way he rolled over Kendall Williams on the return.
And again, stepping in front of Dejan there, and you're like thinking, why? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Second time that it's
Well, I'll tell you, he was
paid off.
He was awfully close to breaking through a hole right there and taking that one all the way back.
Yeah, one kind of got one-footed there. I think if he got through that, he might still be going.
Yeah. Well, the Hippos will have it at the 40-yard line, so I don't think they'll be conservative right here.
No, I think we got to go try to do something, at least get a field goal out of this.
Actually, there was a 5-yard penalty against the Mustangs, so they'll have it at the 45-yard line. I guess, was that an offsides on the kickoff?
I thought I saw offsides on the kickoff, and I didn't see a flag over here, though.
Must have been one. Snap back to Doggett, swinging a pass out of the backfield to Mackay at the 45. He's got midfield back to the left, 45, but I think like Ryan said, there's a penalty laying at the 45-yard line, Hutto into the field.
Yeah.
Going to have a penalty or a holding penalty against Hippo. That's too bad because Mackay had taken that one all the way to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Jared had him kind of locked up, and the Manor defender fell down, and Jared stayed on him, and I think that they just saw the end of that. And, I was watching it the whole way. I never really saw a hold.
Tell you what, I'm watching the Manor defense do a lot of jawing and hand motioning and all that, and at some point those guys need to get a flag for some unsportsmanlike conduct. I was watching number 14 on that after that play, and I think he was borderline taunting the Hippos.
Well, when you've got a reputation of doing that, a lot of times you get away with a little bit more.
Yeah, ironically, I guess that's true. So move it back to the 35, and Hutto will have it 1st and 10 with 1:22 to go in the first half. Split 2 receivers left side, 2 right. Kimball in the backfield with Doggett. Snap back. Trying to swing a pass to Mackay, and he drops it. Tell you, I think that cast is kind of bothering Mackay with catching the balls.
Well, and that one I think he's probably better off dropping because they've got another defender sitting there waiting to tackle him. They've really done a good job of sniffing out our screen passes. We have not – I don't think we've really fooled them once.
Had that one little tunnel screen that Jay –
Yeah, but we didn't really fool them on that one either. They had 4 guys there, and nobody was able to make the tackle.
So 2nd down and 20 for the Hippos. Put a man in motion. Dejan going from right to left. Hand off up to Mackay and gets across the 40 to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, and I saw Jay Lambert over here, shoulder pads and helmet off, and, it looked like he cramped a while ago. I asked him what he did, and he said he slipped on this turf and kind of tweaked his knee, so I think he might be out for the night.
Yeah, that turf is something else. I don't know what's going on out there. Hippos taking their time, 3rd down, and they need 15, 14 yards.
Yeah, I think we might just go ahead and run this one. Manor doesn't have any timeouts left either. If we can run the ball. And
Hippos might let this one run down and call a timeout and then maybe throw a deep one. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Snap back to Grayson, hand off to Kimball at the 40-45. Midfield almost broke it. Wow. So Mackay, and then a flag comes late in the backfield.
Is going to stop the clock, too.
19 seconds left. See what that flag's all about. That one came.
That looks like holding, too.
Yep, that sure is. Plenty to talk about at halftime with the Hippo coaches, and tell you, Hutto has made lots of mistakes, and to be up 21-14 is actually probably a blessing. Of course, this Manor team was tied last week with Georgetown at halftime. I think they were tied at 21. Georgetown ended up winning 56-30.
Yeah,
I
think Georgetown was actually down 21-14, 8 minutes left in the third, and scored 36 unanswered.
Wow. Well, let's hope the Hippos can do that in the second half.
That's what we're.
Yeah, I mean, we're up 21-14, but it doesn't have that feel right now for sure. So I think Hutto is going to take that penalty, and then they're just going to let the clock run and not going to snap the ball again. And that's where we're going to finish the first half, with Hutto leading 21-14, 2-1, and we've hit 0. So we've played one half here in Manor, and the Hippos hanging on to a 21-14 lead over the Manor Mustangs. And we will come back after a few commercials and recap the first half, and we'll talk to our baseball coach and see what's coming up for Hutto baseball. Seems like, why are we talking baseball when baseball just ended like a couple of nights ago?
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but, you want to get a preview. Hey, in all honesty, as early as high school baseball starts, we're only a couple of months away from
I mean, it really never ends. I mean, Grayson's still, doing baseball through football. So,
yeah,
it never ends for those guys.
That's true. All right, we're at halftime. Hutto leading 21-14. We will be back. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
The Hutto Family YMCA, proud to partner with Hutto ISD. The Hutto Family YMCA is a center for fitness, family, and community. They provide Hutto residents with a state-of-the-art facility for programs and events that focus on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. The YMCA works with Hutto ISD to provide an after-school program and other events such as Friday Night Live for middle school students. Check out the Hutto Y or call 512-846-2360. The Hutto Family YMCA. Strength from within.
A-Plus Federal Credit Union is a longtime supporter of Hutto ISD. Earn cash back and support Hippo Nation with the student-designed A-Plus FCU Hutto ISD Hippo Debit Card. When you use your Hippo Debit Card, you and Hutto ISD both earn up to 10 cents with every purchase. Hutto ISD has received over $71,000 in cash back from A-Plus FCU members since August 2016. Stop by the Hutto branch on Ed Schmidt Boulevard to get your card and start earning today. Membership required. Insured by NCUA.
ACDI, Al Clausen Disposal, supports the Hippo Nation. ACDI is a locally owned family company that specializes in solid waste services, including residential, recycling, commercial, and roll-off. Al Clausen Disposal has grown into a top 100 ranked corporation. Their mission is simple. They're committed to providing safe, reliable, and environmentally sound waste solutions at cost-effective rates while embracing new ideas to reduce the carbon footprint. Al Clausen Disposal, your local choice for all your collection and disposal needs. ACDI says go Hippos!
Hutto Family Eye Care has partnered with Hutto ISD for almost 10 years. Hutto Family Eye Care has been the leader and preferred provider of quality vision care products and personalized service to patients in Hutto. Their doctors use only the most advanced, state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. Give your vision the level of care and attention it deserves. Hutto Family Eye Care on Exchange Boulevard, across the street from the post office.
Welcome back to Manor ISD Athletic Complex. We're at halftime. The Hutto Hippos leading the Manor Mustangs 21-14, and a game that, we talked about it before the game started. It was just kind of had a very slow feel, and things were dragging out, and Hippos were standing on the sidelines waiting for Manor to get all of their pregame stuff out of the way, and it just never had an energetic feel to it at the beginning. And
never did, and never really has either. There's been 5 touchdowns in this game so far, and it feels like it should be about 10-10 or maybe 10-3. Just been kind of a sloppy game. You look up, and we've got a 21-14 ball game, and really, on paper, it should be a really good game. It just hasn't felt that way, and it certainly doesn't feel like the Hippos should have the lead.
Well, they got the lead early on their second possession on a 21-yard touchdown from Grayson Doggett to Jay Lambert with 6:49 to go in the first quarter, and they led it 7-0. Defense did a good job, got the ball over on downs from Manor, but then Grayson threw an interception, and the Manor Mustangs answered that with a deep pass, and then Taj Brooks, their stud running back, who's headed to Tech next year, tied the ball game 7-7 with 1:22 to go in the first quarter. Hippos got the ball back, and Grayson threw another interception on an intended screen pass, and the Mustangs then returned the favor and threw an interception. So you had 3 out of 4 possessions there were ended in INTs. Hutto, after that interception, drove the ball down. Mackay Kimball scored from 1 yard out to make it 14-7 with 9:21 to go in the first half, and Manor turned the ball over on downs on their next possession, and then touchdown again by Mackay Kimball, this time after a great catch by Trey Pinelli. Hippos had it third and seems like about 15 or so at the or third and goal, I think.
Third and goal from about the 20.
Like the 18-yard line or so, and Trey Pinelli made a great catch to put the Hippos at the 1 yard line, and the Mackay Kimball punched it in with 3:23 to go in the first half, and the Hippos were looking at a 21-7 lead, and the defense, all they needed to do was hold on and go in at halftime up 14 points, but Che Wabuko, sorry. I never said his last name. I just always said Chooks. You would think that we would have. You would think that we would know how to say that last name, and I know how to say it. It's just I never said it a lot. It was just always Chooks. Anyway, Chooks' brother Che returned the kick and put the Mustangs in great field position, and then Taj Brooks punched it in from 16 yards out with 1:33 to go before halftime. And that's where we stand at halftime right now, with the Hippos leading 21-14. Manor will get the ball to start the second half, and again, it's a game the Hippos are leading at halftime, 21-14, but you just kind of have that feel of it doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't, and we touched on it right before the half after Manor scored. It's been kind of our Achilles heel to this point in the season, the end of halves, and not being able to close those out and not being able to go into halftime with a good feeling. Even in the games that we're playing well, we're winning. There's just something that seems to be off when we go into halftime into the locker room, and we've gotten away with it for the most part, obviously with the exception of Cedar Park, but that's something that needs to get fixed before you start postseason play, because better teams will make you pay for that, and we've seen that once this year and could start to see it more.
Yeah, I have a feeling there's some discussions going on in that Hutto locker room, not only about how they're playing, but probably how they're acting
yep.
on the field as well. I know the Hippos have had at least 3 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, and
I think 4.
You've referred to it, Ryan. You played against these guys. You know kind of the game that they play, and if you're not careful, you get drawn into that game of talk and doing things after the play, and the Hippos have been more guilty than the Mustangs tonight, or at least they've been caught more, and they've hurt themselves.
Yeah, no, that is Manor's game, and there's just no reason for it. It's let your play do the talking, and if you're beating them by 25 points, that talking's going to stop.
Right.
There's no better trash talk than to beat them
in the scoreboard,
and we're falling right into that trap right now, and I think it's affecting not only our penalties, but it's affecting our play and our focus, and we're kind of focused more right now on how we're going to combat that trash talk as opposed to how we're going to go and execute on the next play.
Well, the good news is they're still up 21-14 at half, so we'll see what the second half brings. But let's talk. We're going to talk baseball, which again, kind of crazy because baseball season literally just ended 2 nights ago, at least Major League Baseball season. But as Bryce said down on the sidelines before halftime, when you're talking high school baseball and some of the lower division baseball, it never really ends. But we're joined at halftime by Jay Elmore, our head baseball coach, and Jay, first of all, welcome to the halftime show.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we've been wanting to have you on all year. You know, I hear you'd been chomping at the bit to.
I have been. I've been
to
asking,
talk about baseball.
I've been asking Ryan for a few times now to get me on here, and he finally got me on here.
Yeah, he's got so much power.
I got the pull up in this booth.
Thanks,
so
Kippy, baby.
Yep.
He's got the
Came through.
Got the power.
Pays to know people.
Well, let's talk a little bit first about your first year. Last year, you took over about probably not even mid-season, early season, as had a little change in coaching there, and you stepped in that interim role and did a fantastic job with the Hippo baseball team. Led us to the playoffs and put a good team out there. And how was that for you? Your first gig as the head coach?
Let me tell you, it was pretty scary. I didn't know if I was truly ready to take over that role as head coach, but having a good program and having some good kids there in this program, they made my life easy. So,
what was your if you reflect back to last year, what was a highlight or two for you?
The highlight was winning that first playoff series against Cedar Park. We knew that they were going to be a tough team, and they showed it. We beat them by 1 run at their place the first night, and then came back to our place and won on a walk-off walk. And I mean, it was just
a walk-off, if you will.
Yeah, walk-off walk, baby.
Just walk off. Yeah. What? So obviously, being a baseball guy, what's your take on what we just saw a couple of nights ago of the history of a home team not winning a single game in a 7-game World Series?
I tell you, it's crazy. Everybody talks about having that home field advantage during the playoffs, and it usually works out. And I think this is the very first time in all major sports that no home team won any games.
Yeah, they said actually when it got to 6 games, when no team had ever done it, and nobody had ever done that, or no series of 6 games had that ever happened. So of course this is the first time it's ever happened with 7. But so are you an Astros fan?
I'm actually an Atlanta Braves fan.
Really?
Growing up in the 90s, you either had the Braves on TBS
or the Cubs.
Or the Cubs on
WGN. Yeah.
I'm a diehard Chipper Jones fan, the way he played the game and how a competitor he was.
All right.
And then just growing up in the 90s, you got one of the best pitching staffs.
Maddox and Glavine.
Glavine. They had everybody.
Wow. Tell us a little bit about yourself. So where did you grow up, and when did you fall in love with baseball?
I grew up in Blanchard, Oklahoma. We had a really good team. That's pretty much a baseball town. Football is kind of
– Yeah, Blanchard's known for baseball, right?
Yes, sir. They went 39-0 last year, ended up number 4 in the nation.
I was kind of kidding, but back at me on that deal.
They produce a really good baseball program. Football's kind of turned it around the last few years, but really you think of Blanchard, Oklahoma, it's baseball.
Okay. And where exactly is Blanchard?
It's about 15 minutes southwest of Norman.
Oh, okay. So it's Oklahoma City area.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Fantastic. So interesting that you were growing up there. You aligned yourself with Atlanta, not with Kansas City Royals or even the Rangers, because I think back in that day, the Rangers, Oklahoma City was probably the Rangers farm team,
yes,
right?
Yes, sir. They had the Oklahoma City Redhawks there. Beautiful stadium there in Bricktown, host of the Big 12 championship as well. So it's a beautiful stadium, but my parents always had the Braves on, and my dad was a big Braves fan, so I kind of followed his suit and fell in love with them.
It happens sometimes. Kids tend to follow what the parents do.
Definitely.
So, tell us what we can expect from the Hippos coming up here. First of all, we were joking about baseball just ending, but high school baseball, I mean, you guys roll it out in January, right? I mean,
yes, sir.
We
start our tryouts at the end of January. First scrimmages coming after that first week of February. Got some tough teams in Belton and some other programs that will give us some competition, and then we're going to move into our tournament season, and we got some tough tournaments in those first 2 weeks. We're going to go up to College Station and play in the Brazos Valley Invitational. We're going to match up with Mag West, A&M Consolidated, College Station, Brian Rudder, and then we're going to turn around that second week and go over to the Brenham tournament. and we're going to face Houston Lamar, Goose Creek Memorial, Lake Creek, also Brenham as well.
You're going to find out real fast what the Hippos are made of on the diamond, aren't you?
We are. We got a strong senior class this year, so I think that they will handle it well. But it'll be a good test for us to see what we got to work on going into district ball play, and hopefully we can dethrone those Georgetown Eagles this year for that district title.
Well, give us an early scouting report of the Hippos. What can we expect from just about every position? I know obviously you don't have your lineup set or even your starting nine out on the field, but what do we think we'll see?
We're going to have a tough pitching staff, returning 2 really good arms, and then we're going to get Gage Bain back off of his elbow injury. Didn't throw at all for his junior year. But other than that, around the infield and the outfield, and we're going to be heavily senior loaded.
Yeah.
We're going to have a few juniors and sophomores step up and fill in some few key spots. But other than that, this senior class, a lot of them have been 2-year, 3-year starters going on. And so I'm really looking forward to how this senior class comes out and plays.
Well, you got a few of those guys are out here on the baseball field, right? Tyler Kelly.
Football field?
I mean, baseball on the football field. Tyler, that's why Ryan's here. He just keeps me in line. Tyler Kelly, Jason Vogelpool, obviously Grayson. You mean 3 of your starting baseball players are on the football field tonight.
And you know what? I'm glad that they play football. They get that little competitive edge, getting to compete year around. And I think it translates over to the baseball field. They just got that grit, and they really want to win.
So who are you mentioned going to have a strong pitching staff. Who are the arms we can expect to see out there?
Jason's going to return as our possible number 1. Had a 2.2 ERA last year.
Lefty, right?
Lefty, yes, sir. Right fielder Carson Babb. We're looking for big things for him. He's a junior this year. Did really good in the summer and has really developed in this offseason with our new weight program that we're going through. Hoping that Gage comes back off that elbow injury. He really dominated his freshman and sophomore year on the mound, so we're looking for him, and hopefully we can run that 3-man rotation through district, kind of save our arms for when we get into the playoffs, and hopefully we'll be healthy and make a good little run this year.
And then other positions, kind of line those out as far as what you know right now.
David Lara, who's been a 2-year starter in center field, kind of worried about him. He's possibly got a left shoulder injury, but luckily that's not his throwing arm. Got him in a brace right now, still trying to get used to it a little bit. Luke Bannister, our catcher, he'll be a 3-year starter as well. Committed to Blinn Junior College for next year.
Yeah, very solid back there.
Yes, sir. TK over at third, he's going to be another 3-year starter. Kyler Kerwin at shortstop, another senior, going to be a 3-year starter, possibly going to go play at the next level, junior college up in Colorado or stay here in Texas. And then Grayson, he's going to come back, be our starting second baseman again. But we still got a few holes in left field, first base, and hopefully we got some sophomores, juniors, possibly a few freshmen that could possibly step into those roles and really lead us on a deep, deep playoff run this year.
Were you able to get much of a look last year at some of the younger guys, your JV freshman guys, and wondering if you saw anybody in those? I mean, obviously – a lot can change from last year to this year, and some guys might have really upped their game over the summer. But did anybody at the sub-varsity level jump out at you?
Caleb Cantwell, he's a really good utility player. He'll play any position that you really ask him to do. Brought him up during playoffs just to kind of give him that playoff atmosphere for himself. But looking for him, he can be on the mound. He can fill in at second or shortstop if one of those two got a pitch. Also, if he can play the outfield, we could possibly stick him out there as long as the bat comes along.
Okay. What's your thoughts on it seems like baseball, back in my day, and I'm old, but we would play little league baseball in the summertime, and then pretty much that was it, right? And now baseball has become one of those sports that for some of these kids it's really year-round. I mean, if they're not playing another sport, in the case of Grayson and Tyler and Jason, you got those kids playing football right now. But some of these other kids, I mean, they're playing baseball, and even some of those kids, even during football season, they're
Yes,
mixing in some baseball during the week.
They are.
But some of these other kids, they're just nonstop baseball. And how do you feel about that? Is that, I mean, there's probably pros and cons, right?
There's a lot of pros and cons. Some of the cons is not giving that arm enough time to rest and get that acclimatization period to give it a break and just build up on it. But the pros is they're still getting to play. They're still getting to play the game. There's no baseball game that is ever the same.
Yeah.
So they're getting put in different situations. But really, I don't like them playing past September, especially when it starts getting cold. But we're really starting to get into our mass training phase, trying to put some size on them and putting some pressure on their shoulders. And them going out there and throwing it, it really puts that shoulder at risk for injuring it. But nowadays, you don't really see too many shoulder injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's all about the elbow and Tommy John, which is what Gage kind of had. It was a reverse Tommy John, where his tendon was so tight that it actually broke his elbow.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's the pros and cons of it. I love the competitive edge that these kids get to go out and play every day. But every once in a while, your arm just needs time to just rest.
Hey, Coach Elmore, I want to pop in real quick. Touch base a little bit on your fall league. First time we've done that, and really an interesting concept that really limited pitching. Starting with the 2-1 count, and I thought it was a good way to go about fall.
Oh, definitely. You get these pitchers in the 2-1 count, and they just got to go up there and they really got to compete. The only way that they could actually throw 2 innings was if they threw 12 pitches or less. But it's really designed not to. It's actually designed to throw more than 12 pitches because you're playing 4 outs. Your base runners get an attempt to steal, and if they do get thrown out, they get to go back. So it doesn't count as an out. But other than that, I really enjoyed this fall, getting to see those kids get out there and compete. Thanks, Brad LaPlante, for allowing me to have these football players to get out there, because all these kids they really need to play. But the fall, I absolutely loved it. I think it's a really good idea that John Carter over at Round Rock came up with. We played with the likes of Round Rock. We had Cedar Ridge, Cedar Park. But, I mean, it was really good for those kids just to get out and play. And it really is designed to really limit arms. So they're not out there just throwing 45, 50, 60 pitches. But it was very, very good for our kids to get out there and play.
So, when Bryce asked you that, I thought it was just inter-squad stuff, but it's actually like a little league, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's really a league. You got umpires and all, but it was an absolute blast.
How did that's some good competition you're talking about that we're squaring off against and like that. Obviously, Round Rock, Cedar Ridge, those guys are solid year in and year out. How did the Hippos match up with those guys?
We matched up pretty well. Our pitchers went out there and they competed. But starting with that 2-1 count, once you start walking a lot of people, it really put a toll on us. But I mean, we really competed. Georgetown, we were a little iffy against. It was a really cold night that night. Pitchers were kind of stiff, and there was a lot of walks that night, not very many hits. But, I mean, we stacked up really, really well against these other programs.
How long of a time period was that? Is that like a 2-3 week period?
It was 5 weeks long. We played 5 different teams in 5 weeks. After that, we really just shut down all of the arms.
Okay.
We got into the weight room. We've put on some really good size. We're going to transition into our strength phase, see how strong that we can get, and once we get into that season, we're going to just maintain everything.
So are there some specific weight training workouts that are designed for baseball players? You have some things that, kind of out of the ordinary this is just baseball kind of workouts?
Not really. I mean, it really kind of goes along with all sports.
Okay.
But the main things that we were really focusing on is initiating our lower half, really with our hip flexors and getting those stronger just for the torque in baseball. We've done a lot of shoulders just to kind of build up that shoulder, the muscles around it to kind of protect everything in there. But after that, I mean, we really haven't done a lot of bench. really the chest isn't used very much in baseball. It's pretty much all lower half.
That's another aspect of baseball that I think has probably changed a lot through the years is the whole working out, lifting. You know, again, back in my day, you'd see Major League Baseball players that would, in between innings, they were standing in the dugout smoking cigarettes, right?
Oh, definitely, yes,
and,
sir.
And baseball has become a game that's, you know, a lot more fitness, a lot more weight training, and these are just well-conditioned athletes now.
They are, you know, and it really kind of started with Zach DeChant down in TCU. He's got a book out, Movement Over Maxes, that is strictly for baseball athletes. I read that through the summer. But we also brought in a really good guy from Conway High School, and Caleb Neese, that's really taken over our weight program, and he's done a fantastic job. He knows what he's doing, and he is an absolute gym rat.
You see, and he makes it baseball players throw balls over here during halftime.
Say that again, Bryce.
He makes his baseball players throw footballs over here during halftime.
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, and they also run flags to stay in shape.
Hey, that's about as good as they got. They are some great flag runners.
That's the old Tom House used to do that, right? He had his pitchers throwing footballs all the time.
It's good for you.
It is. It's a different motion, and even going back to Brandon Whedon whenever he was playing with the Yankees, and his arm really started hurting, but then the guy goes to Oklahoma State and throws a football and just feels nothing.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely fresh. So, I mean, there is a few differences, but it really gets them to elongate that arm, which we like to have long arms.
Well, you know, something interesting I learned from Chase Griffin. He worked with House a lot on throwing, and asked him if his arm ever got sore because that's all he ever did is throw a football.
Huh.
And he said no. He said, do you know what the difference between throwing a football and a baseball is? And I said, I thought I did. Obviously, I don't. But he said the velocity your arm goes throwing a baseball separates your joints, up to a quarter an inch, and a football doesn't do that. So,
wow,
it's just a whole different, torque on the arm versus, football and baseball. So
yeah. Of course, Chase would know that.
Oh, Chase knew it in and out. I learned something on that one.
Yeah, the science of it all. Well, Jay, talk just real quickly about the interim tag is removed, and you are the guy now for Hutto baseball, and how that feels.
It feels great. We got a really good, strong senior class this year, but I'm really most excited for our freshman class. We brought in 33 freshmen are in the period right now. Got a really good group of kids that want to get in that weight room and work hard, and I'm very excited to see where not just this year, but where the future of Hippos baseball really goes.
Who's your assistant coaches out there?
Coach Vogelpool will be the varsity assistant, and then we're going to go with Sam Rimbish as our JV1 coach, and then like I talked earlier about Caleb Neese, he's going to be our freshman coach. Really has a good rapport with those freshmen, getting them in the weight room, and they've taken to him really, really well. So I'm really excited on how he develops those freshmen, and then hopefully in the next few years they're competing at the high level in the varsity.
Yeah. I know there's another new guy, former Hutto athlete you're trying to get to come out and help out a little bit.
If I can get Ryan Robinson out, I'm going to get him out there. I'm trying everything in my power to get him over here, but I just don't know yet.
Keep twisting his arm.
Of course.
He might give in eventually. Well, we're excited. Obviously, again, it's a couple of months away still, but it'll be here before we know it. We'll get past Thanksgiving, Christmas break, and then we're into January, and, boy, it's baseball time all over again. So we'll be excited to see what the Hippos roll out onto the field this spring. I know it's the anticipation is there, and the expectations are certainly high for you, and we look forward to seeing you out there on the diamond in just a few months.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all having me on
All right.
today.
Thanks for joining us at halftime. That's Jay Elmore, head baseball coach for the Hippos. We're about a minute away from start of the second half. Take a commercial break, and we will be right back to get the second half started. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
A-Plus Federal Credit Union is a longtime supporter of Hutto ISD. Earn cash back and support Hippo Nation with the student-designed A-Plus FCU Hutto ISD Hippo debit card. When you use your Hippo debit card, you and Hutto ISD both earn up to 10 cents with every purchase. Hutto ISD has received over $71,000 in cash back from A-Plus FCU members since August 2016. Stop by the Hutto branch on Ed Schmidt Boulevard to get your card and start earning today. Membership required, insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to Manor Athletic Complex. We are at halftime, just about ready to start the second half of the Hutto Hippos versus the Manor Mustangs. Hutto leads at 21-14, but it's a kind of a precarious lead as the Hippos it was a struggle for a lot of the first half for the Hippos. They got that separation by 14 points, led 21-7, but then let Manor get on the board right before halftime, and that's where we stand right now. The Mustangs will get the ball to start the second half. Right, Brian or Bryce, did you detect any up in the energy level there?
Yeah, it looks like. I mean, I talked to Coach Mosley and asked him if we had a good talk at halftime. He said yes. I was just kind of walking.
There's never really a lack of energy with Coach Mosley.
Yeah, kind of walk sideline looking for Travis Taylor. He's on the sideline, full gear and helmet on, so that's a good sign.
I think it was maybe just a bell ring, you know.
Usually that's not good.
Nah, just temporarily lost his bearings. All right, here we go. Kickoff by the Hippos. There's that pooch kick left side, and that one goes straight out of bounds.
Yeah, way out of bounds.
Well,
kind of mishit that one.
Well,
I think he was afraid to kick it too far and get it into Jay's hands.
Eduardo Fernandez came out early during halftime and was working on those kickoffs, but that one didn't go exactly where he had been practicing. So marching back 5 yards, and the Hippos will kick it again.
Yeah, kind of kicked it to the left side, which I think Chaz over there on the right. Yeah, he's over there on the Manor side, and I would keep it away from one.
Yeah. Tell you, the whole kickoff thing in high school football has just become, to me, it's an adventure.
Yeah, and you just don't have many kids that can get it out of the end zone anymore.
You don't have many Dicker the kickers.
No Dicker the kickers, and, this pooch kick has just kind of become the vogue thing.
Yeah, sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. So we'll try that one all again. This time, it's a little high kick, fielded at the 30-yard line, at the 35. Got a little bit of room, 45, and slipping down as he crosses midfield is number 4, Levante Benford. Thank goodness for that slick Manor turf.
Yeah, he hit that Manor M, that red M, in the center of the field and just slipped.
Yeah, you would think they had just put some fresh paint on it or something. It looked like he was coming in for a baseball slide.
We gave our band a little bit of oil when they were doing their performance. Said, rub this down right here.
It's kind of weird because I can't feel it, with my feet on the turf, but obviously something's going on.
Especially when you got speed. So 1st and 10 for Manor at the 47-yard line. Great field position to start the second half. Hand off to Taj Brooks running right side. And swallowed up by the Hippo defense. He took it up the middle, tried to bounce it back outside, and Hippos did a great job of containing him before he could get outside. Picked up maybe a half a yard. Ball marked between the 48 and 49-yard line.
Yeah, had Ched Nabucco as his lead blocker. And, you got a lot of options as your lead blocker, and I don't think he's probably the first option.
Yeah, that's not the first one I picked.
No.
2nd down and 10 for the Mustangs.
I think we might see a heavy dose of Taj Brooks here in the second half.
Faking the handoff, throwing left side and overthrown, intended for number 5, Julius Ochoa. First time I think Ochoa has been the intended receiver tonight.
Really hadn't done much through the air.
No.
Manor, other than the kind of throw-up ball that he's on, and the receiver got in.
It's not for a lack of getting guys open. He's had guys. He just missed
air mails everything.
Everything.
No, I mean I just think sometimes you got to think yourself. You got a guy Brooks that's just been pounding the ball, and so here we go, 3rd down and 10. Faking a handoff, Hill rolling to his left, being chased and going to be sacked way back at the 45-yard line. So good job by the
Boy.
Hippo defense to just swallow Hill up.
Tell you, they tried to they faked it to Brooks, and he kind of came on a wheel route down this Hutto side, and Amir Ward had him covered, and really didn't matter because he was under siege.
So he's sacked. They're going to mark it at the 47-yard line. I think that's actually a very generous spot, as probably should be more like the 42. So the Mustangs will punt. Good job by the Hippo defense.
Yeah, exactly what they needed coming
possession.
out of halftime.
Snap back, kind of a knuckleball punt. Going to roll out of bounds. It turns out favorably for the Mustangs. Rolls out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. So the Hippos will take over 1st and 10, their first possession of the second half. Need to see if we can get that Hippo offense on track. Just kind of chugged along there in the first half. Somehow managed to get 21 points on the board, but it didn't look pretty.
No, it didn't. And I think you got to get the ball in Dejan's hands, because you're trying to put it in Makai's hands right now, and he's just kind of getting swallowed up. Hadn't really been able to find the edge like he typically does. I think you can attribute a lot of that to the speed that the Mustangs have, but just get in playmakers' hands and see what they can do. I haven't seen that typical Hutto offense yet today.
Kimball in the backfield with Grayson Doggett. Handoff goes to Mackay, running left, now up the middle. He's got a little bit of run room.
Mackay.
He's at 40 at midfield, and he is gone. 20, 10, touchdown Hippos.
Exactly like I said.
Hey,
Mackay
what were we saying?
Yeah, Ryan, you said get it in Mackay's hands, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Once he got the hole, he outran about 4 Manor Mustangs, and he was just separating as they ran down the field.
The handoff just took a really long time. I don't know. It was just kind of different from what they do.
Well,
and
no, it was that kind of counter trap play, and they had Logan Tipton coming around from that tackle spot, and he came right up in the inside and just cleared a humongous hole from Mackay, and he was not touched.
Yeah, Mackay he's lined up in the pistol behind Grayson and just had a real long delayed handoff, and I guess it gave that time.
Yeah.
Snap back, hold down, kick up, and it's good. So an 82-yard touchdown run on the first play from scrimmage in the second half puts the Hippos up 28-14 with 10:09 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
ACDI, Al Clausen Disposal, supports the Hippo Nation. ACDI is a locally owned family company that specializes in solid waste services, including residential, recycling, commercial, and roll-off. Al Clausen Disposal has grown into a top 100 ranked corporation. Their mission is simple. They're committed to providing safe, reliable, and environmentally sound waste solutions at cost-effective rates while embracing new ideas to reduce the carbon footprint. Al Clausen Disposal, your local choice for all your collection and disposal needs. ACDI says go Hippos!
Well, last week it was Mackay Kimball on the first play of the game, a kickoff return of 96 yards that immediately put the Hippos on the board 7-0 against Pflugerville. Tonight, Mackay on the very first play of scrimmage in the second half takes it 82 yards on a handoff from Grayson and stretches that Hippo lead to 28-14. That was big.
Yeah,
you get a stop from against Manor on their first possession, and then on your first play,
exactly.
you just busted.
Can't ask for
Nobody
much
happier
more
than number 14 for the Hippos.
Oh, I'm sure. So there's a line drive kickoff. This time I'm going to try the grounder variety and return to the 35.
Get a block in the back
and
here.
trying to reverse field is number 6, Dayron Butler. Tackled at the 32, 33-yard line, but like Ryan said, flags came flying in from behind.
Yeah, it looked like Ched Nabuko was going to get called for this one.
Bryce, that was probably, from your perspective, that was probably fun too. That was a rocket, just a handoff. And once he got open, he started running away from guys that are not slow guys.
No, that whole Manor back end can run, and he was leaving them.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he was like the anchor leg of a sprint relay that was just leaving those other guys in the dust.
Well, like I said, the handoff was just kind of long coming, but I guess it gave that trap up front that Logan Tipton kind of gave that whole thing time to set up. And when he popped the hole, he was gone.
So penalty against Manor on the kickoff will move them back, and they'll set up 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line. Brooks in the backfield with Hill, 2 receivers left side, 2 receivers right. Handoff goes to Brooks, starts right, comes back left. It's got a little bit of room at the 25, at the 30, and run out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
Oh, what a cut there
Boy,
by
it just
Brooks.
stopped on a dime and came back the other direction.
Yeah, you don't often see Amir Ward get juked out like that, but he was on the ground.
Well, and speaking of on the ground, I got a Hippo that just right now just falls to the ground. This big number 44, Felix Torres, the man who's filling in for Lordsville. They were all set, and he just all of a sudden just laid down on the ground.
I think he just might be a little gassed.
Yeah, might have been one of those somebody said go down.
Well,
kind of looking at his
he got poked in the face.
Megan White, the trainer, looked like she's kind of pulling his jersey back around his shoulder area, but yeah, that was odd. Like the play had run and everybody was about to get lined up to go, and he just laid down. So
you got to remember that's a freshman. I'll tell you, he's done a good job all season, and you got a freshman trying to tackle Taj Brooks. That's a big chore.
Well, I'm going to give the young man credit too, because if something didn't feel right, instead of lining up and trying to play, just go down and get checked out and come off the field, and he's walking off under his own pressure. Brad came out there to kind of check him too. Of course, that's concerning if you already lost Lordsville, and now the guy that's filling in for Lordsville is coming off. So you wonder, okay, who's the next guy to fill that spot?
Well, Justin McCourse has been kind of switching in and out with Felix Torres. I guess he's probably
another one that's had quite a bit of playing time this year, so should fill in well.
So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 34-yard line in their own end of the field. 9:53 to go in the third quarter. Hutto leading 28-14. Handoff goes to Brooks, starts middle, pops back out right, 35-40. It's got room, 45, run out of bounds over in front of the Hippo bench. Well, he's just popping off 10, 11 yards a carry now.
Yeah, I mean, like we've said the whole game, why do you even throw it?
Yeah, right.
Oh, and they're getting the edge like we haven't seen any team get the edge so
we
far
just
against
have
us this year.
no contain on the end, and he gets that edge, and the DBs don't want to go get him the head.
Put their shoulders into him. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Brooks in the backfield with Hill. Handoff goes to Brooks, this time up the middle. Has midfield, still pushing forward into Hippo territory down at the 48-yard line.
And you got to wonder if maybe some of that loss of edge containment is coming from the loss of Lordsville on the inside. Maybe Braylon and Amir are kind of crashing down a little more, trying to help out on the inside, and that frees up the outside a little bit more for those outside runs.
Picked up 6 on that play, 2nd down and 4, ball at the 48-yard line. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Brooks still in the backfield with Hill. Snap back. Handoff goes to Brooks again. Again, pounding it right up the middle. Has the first down at the 43-yard line where they're going to mark him. Well, I think it's going to be the Taj Brooks show for a little while.
As it should have been the whole game.
Because the only thing is you hope you'll wear him out, right?
Well, good thing we're up 14, and, if this takes a little time and we can continue to score.
For a play-action deep pass here pretty soon.
Swinging a pass out left side to the 45-yard line and trying to reverse his field. Breaking free. Wow, what a job by number 4, Levante Benford. Hippos had him tackled back at like the 46, 47-yard line. He slipped away, found a little hole, and ended up taking it to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, I think it was Xavier Phoenix. He had him wrapped up there, and I think he was maybe afraid that he was going to get called for a horse collar and pulled off, and that gave Levante Benford just enough room to slip away and get 5 yards.
Yeah, ends up with a 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5, ball at the 38-yard line. Again, Brooks in the backfield with Hill. This time lines up on his left side. Handoff goes to Brooks. He's got room up the middle. Still pushing forward across the 35 down to the 32-yard line. It's going to be enough for the Manor Mustang first down.
I tell you, Jason Vogelpo got the full load of Taj Brooks on that one.
Yikes. Just that term full load of Taj Brooks sounds painful. I just think that's a load. That's a load that I would try to.
Yeah, that's a load you want to avoid.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Throwing deep Left side, it is
Pick.
intercepted by the Hippos. Phoenix at the 20, 25, bring it back to the 30, hurdles a man at the 40, breaks another tackle, still moving forward at the 45 up near midfield.
Yeah, we got a flag down on the return. I think we might get a blindside block, but boy, what a pick and
great
then
interception
what a job to
by
come
Jordan
all the way
Phoenix.
back
Yeah,
and return it.
I think you're going to see Brody Bueno Mata. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So an illegal block on the return, but the Hippos at
It's
get the
kinda-
turnover.
Why are you – I mean,
Yeah.
why do you throw there?
I don't understand it. I mean, you're just pounding the ball, and Hippos aren't stopping you. You're getting 5 to 10 yards every time, and you throw it, and Jordan Phoenix makes a great interception. I was
You know what? This might be a sideline interference call.
Well, that'd be nice, too.
Yeah, coach
You know,
is out there.
they need to go the Darryl Royal theory. 3 things happen when you throw, and 2
Yeah,
are
two
bad.
of them are bad. Well, their coach is not happy. I think this is going to go against Manor. They walk it all the way up to the 40-yard line and still talking about it.
Yeah, we
Flag.
need
They're waving
to
off the
waving
flag.
off.
we need to go get this right now.
Yeah. Whatever
Yeah,
it
They're
was,
saying no
whatever,
foul.
Yeah, whatever it was, they wave it off. So the Hippos are going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Not only was it a great interception by Jordan, it was a great return. Had a nice little hurdle as he ran down that right
He
sideline.
did. He was able to tightrope that sideline for about 15 yards. Bryce, I'm with you. I think a score here might put them just
You
about
need
out of,
to,
out
yeah,
of
you
reach.
got to capitalize on this. Handoff goes to Mekhi Kimball, starts up the middle, gets up near midfield, just across midfield. Going to spot it between the 50 and the 49. Only picked up about 1.5 yards. 2nd down, call it 8. Let's call it 9.
We'll call it 9.
We'll call it 9. Split a receiver right side, 2 receivers left. Kimball in the backfield. Now a man goes in motion on a little jet sweep. Dejon Harrison's got midfield trying to cut back inside. He's got the 45-40. And a flag flies, and probably an
a
illegal
hold.
block against the Hippos. Too many of those tonight. Well, a lot of times, too, when you see this many flags, it means somebody probably has gotten in an official's ear and said, watch for so-and-so, so-and-so. I know Brad.
It's like what for everything Hutto does.
Yeah. Yeah. So march that one back another 10, and the tell you the penalty monster has certainly reared its head against the Hippos tonight.
Obviously, Manor's kind of been the team that's notorious for being a little bit undisciplined, and tonight it has been the Hippos.
But they're
or at
pros
least the
at it.
Hippos that have been getting caught. Yeah.
Yep, they've learned how to do it. So 2nd down, 19 for the Hippos, empty backfield for Doggett. Straight drop, throwing deep right side and overthrows his man, intended for Bealey at the 35-yard line, and that one just kind of sailed on
Well, it was a little
Grayson.
bit of a miscommunication. I think Jared he saw the safety over the top, and he was trying to bend it in a little bit underneath, and Grayson was expecting him to go a little more vertical there, and luckily the ball just falls harmlessly out of bounds.
So 3rd down and 19 for the Hippos. Split 2 receivers left side, 2 right. Mekhi Kimball in the backfield with Doggett.
And
Doggett steps
something
forward.
about knowing number 8's on your backside, too.
Yeah, that kind of helps. Blitz look by the Manor Mustangs. Bealey goes in motion. Grayson rolls to his left, being pressured. Sets up, throws, and it is caught. Complete at the 48-yard line. Still going to be well short of the 1st down for the Hippos. It's going to set up a 4th down and 8 yards needed, and they'll have to punt.
Interesting couple plays that we've run with Grayson rolling out to his left and trying to hit a receiver coming across that left side too. You know, you don't often see a quarterback running across and throwing across his body. But good job by Grayson there. Put it where it needs to go. Just did not enough for the 1st down.
You just that penalty was a killer, and you hate that the Hippos weren't able to capitalize on that great interception by Jordan Phoenix. So Brody Bueno will punt for the Hippos. Back deep for and a penalty.
we were
Timeout.
kind of discombobulated that whole time. I don't know if got some guys out, and we come to special teams and we're missing guys.
Yeah, so the Hippos have to waste a timeout here before the punt with 6:17 to go in the 3rd quarter, leading 28-14. Which will be Brody's first punt of the night, right?
No, he had that
he had a
had that
good
one
one.
Oh,
earlier.
that's right, that one that
turned
rolled
out
down
really
about
good.
the 20-yard line.
So we've been talking a lot about Taj Brooks. He's not a very big guy. You know, he's listed about 5'10", but he's 211 pounds, and I don't think that more than 5 or 10 pounds of those are fat.
He's 5'10" tall and 5'10" wide.
Yeah, of muscle.
He's powerful. We hope that he will do some damage at the next level.
Yeah, he can just save it for that.
Yeah. I do not want him to have much success tonight, but I hope he has a lot of it in the next 4 years, as long as he sticks to his commitment.
Yeah, you never know these days.
No kidding. So Brody Bueno stands at his own 42-yard line with those teal gloves, set to punt. Nice high knuckleball punt. Bounces at the 15-yard line, takes a favorable hippo kick, and going to be killed at the 16-yard line. So good job by Brody. No return by the Mustangs, and they will take over at their own 16-yard line. 6:04 to go in the third quarter. Hutto leading 28-14. Well, that was a missed opportunity. They got that interception, had great field position, couldn't do anything with it, and now Manor probably feels like they still have a pretty strong pulse.
I think you score there, and it almost puts
Breaks
them out
their
of
will.
Yeah, but keep it a 2-score game. They go down and get a score here, and it's anyone's ball game. So
well, here comes the Taj Brooks show. They're lining up in that wildcat formation. Snap back to him. He hands off, running to the right side, and boy, again, the Hippos can't make the tackle on number 4. Slips away at the 20, 25, 30.
Oh, boy.
And he might go at the 30, at the 20, at the 10, and it is a touchdown. Levante Benford, the Hippos, had him swallowed up at the 15-yard line, took it to the right side, and about 3 Hippos could have made the tackle. He reversed his field, brought it all the way back left side, got that left sideline, and took it all the way down for the Manor Mustang touchdown. Wow, just bad tackling by the Hippos.
yeah, bad tackling and bad backside help, and again, the freshman was out there, and you can't really blame him. Felix Torres was sitting there waiting for him, but he was about 2 yards on the wrong side of him, and Levante Benford was just able to cut right up inside of him and had nobody else in front of him.
Wow, that's a big shock to the Hippo defense right there. Snap back, hold down, kick is blocked, I think, and a scramble for the ball. Well, that's a big play right there as the kick is no good, and with 5:46 to go, the Hippos now have an 8-point lead instead of 7. So it's Hutto 28, Manor 20 with 5:46 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
Hutto Family Eye Care has partnered with Hutto ISD for almost 10 years. Hutto Family Eye Care has been the leader and preferred provider of quality vision care products and personalized service to patients in Hutto. Their doctors use only the most advanced, state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. Give your vision the level of care and attention it deserves. Hutto Family Eye Care on Exchange Boulevard, across the street from the post office.
Welcome back to Manor ISD Athletic Complex, where the Manor Mustangs score on an 84-yard touchdown run by Levante Benford, but they missed the extra point, and with 5:46 to go in the third quarter, it's Hutto 28, Manor 20. I tell you, that missed extra point could loom big at the end.
Yeah, potentially. I think I'm going to take my chances if I'm Manor going for 2 with number 24 in the backfield.
Yeah.
But you're right. That could prove huge.
Well, Hippos need to respond offensively here. They've been a up and down kind of offense all night. They're this time kicking it deep out of the back of the end zone. Where has that been?
You see that, and you wonder why they just don't do that.
Why don't you do it more often? Number 22, Yael Sanchez, he just booms that one.
He's obviously got the leg for it, and there's not a lot of wind to help him. Well, actually, about to say
kind of picked up a little
like
bit,
it's
Bryce.
moving a little bit, so
Little wind, but not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got a kicker and do that,
take your chance.
Yeah, Hutto offense needs to get something going here.
You get something going or get another 80-something yard run by Mackay Kimball, or 75 yards. Take that. So they'll set up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Snap back, hand off to Mackay. Bust loose up the middle.
We got a
Cuts
flag.
back to the left side. 45 midfield. 45, and finally brought down inside the Manor 40-yard line, but probably coming back. Another penalty against the Hippos. Wow, just killing themselves with penalties tonight. Hold. I didn't get the number.
Yeah, number 70.
Dietrich Williams with the call, and boy, they have just – at the end of this game, not only are you going to add up the penalty yards, but then you add up the yards you've lost on the gains you would have had. So move that one back to the 15, and the Hippos are going to have it 1st and 20 at their own 15-yard line, 5:30 to go in the third quarter.
Well, and the holding, I guess, maybe explains some of the big hole in the middle. But.
Maybe sometimes. I mean, it's not always at the at where the hole is. 2 receivers left side for the Hippos, single receiver right. Kimball in the backfield with Doggett. Straight drop, pressure, rolling to his left, throwing. It is caught. Nice pass by Grayson up to the 32-yard line. Caught by Dejon Harrison. 31 is where he stepped out of bounds, so
job
picked up
around.
a good deal of that on that play.
Yeah, Grayson did a good job just kind of finding his way around the pocket and delivering a good strike down the sideline.
So 2nd down and 5, ball at the 31-yard line. Actually, 2nd down and 4. They need the 35.
Should be having a little more success going outside in the second half. Their big defensive end, Mador Dang, is down here on the sidelines in crutches. Doesn't look like he's coming back.
Yeah, I just noticed that the play before that he wasn't in.
It's a big loss. That's got to be offsides. Handoff for the Hippos. Moving forward to the 33-yard line. Wow, how is that not? He was a good yard offsides.
I'm not sure he was.
No?
They might just be timing us up.
Yeah, I thought number 10, James McDonald, was way past the line of scrimmage. Kimball picked up a couple. 3rd down, 2 yards needed. 4:40 to go in the third quarter. Hutto leading 28-20. Yeah, got to get a 1st down and keep this drive going. Snap back. Mackay and fighting, not going to get it. Brought down at the 34-yard line, going to be a yard short. And once again, a big holding penalty stifles a Hippo drive, and not only a drive, but a big run. And the Hippos are going to have to punt. Boy, you just kind of sense that momentum beginning to switch over to the Manor side.
Yeah, you can't keep giving away 10-yarders. That's it's hard to win ball games and sustain drives when you're 1st and 20, 1st and 15 every time. Well, not to mention that what it does to your psyche when you get a big play and then it gets called back.
Dayron Butler. Oh, Hippos with a fake punt. And at the 40-yard line is – they ran a little shovel pass.
Well, I just saw Coach Hooten yell Brody's name and tugged on his shirt right before the snap. So
and it's going to be a 1st down for the Hippos. Ran a little fake punt. He ran a shovel pass to who did he pitch it to?
Mackay.
Was it 22, Mackay?
Yeah, I think it was Mackay.
Okay.
Wow. Gutsy call by the Hippos on the little fake punt. And Mackay takes it to the 45-yard line, and the Hippos will have it 1st and 10. Well, that could have been one of those.
Bryce, I'm with you. I think that was kind of an impromptu fake there. I think they saw something on that left side and said, let's go for it.
So 1st and 10 at the 45. Hand off to Mackay. He's swallowed in the backfield.
Yeah, Coach Hooten.
That was Kendall Williams, actually.
Coach Hooten sat over here and kind of saw what was coming and yelled at Brody and got the call in. So that was not good heads up on Coach Hooten.
Because Brody
was
his
first completion of his high school career.
Brody is the backup quarterback, so of course he's more comfortable handling the ball. Loss of 1 on the previous play, so 2nd down and 11 for the Hippos. Ball at the 44-yard line.
A little more effectively run than the shovel pass that was it that ran that or last week. Did you see that?
Yeah. Grayson, heavy pressure and going to be sacked. I think that might be the first time he's been sacked all night, back at the 38-yard line. So the Hippos, boy, they get a little success, and then the wheels fall off again. Just can't grab the momentum and ride it for very long.
I thought we had it right after halftime and weren't able to.
Boy, and then you
put
would have
them
thought
away.
you had it on that fake punt. And instead now, back at the 38-yard line, it's going to be 3rd down, and they need about 17 yards. Grayson, straight drop, steps up, and he's sacked again. So
Boy.
First 2 sacks of the game come back-to-back, and, boy, all of a sudden the
Back
Manor
to where we
defense is
had the ball when we had the fake punt.
just
Lost about 23.
Manor defense just living in the Hutto backfield. I'm not sure what they're talking about there. Another holding call against the Hippos is what it was. Obviously, they're going to decline this. Bryce is we lost you again. There you are. Well, Bryce Wheels just completely fallen off the Hippo offense.
Boy, other than that first play of the second half by Mackay, it's been
a
not
backward
much.
stay, yeah.
Well, like I said, Grayson had been doing a good job of avoiding pressure all night, and then wham, 2 plays in a row, he gets sacked.
Just not, kind of running that one-run play and not being real creative on the passing plays.
So Dayron Butler stands at his own 30-yard line, and Brody Bueno will punt it. Obviously, not going to be any fake punts this time, as they've got 4th down and a long way to go. Man, need the penalty calls against the Manor Mustangs. They've all been going against Hutto tonight. Boy, punt takes a bad Hutto kick and bounces at the 42, kicks all the way back towards the 45-yard line, and that's where Manor is going to set up. Boy, they have just had chance after chance.
Yeah, and field position has been their starting field position has been fantastic tonight. I'd be interested to see. Maybe you have it written down what the discrepancy is there. It just seems like they're starting either at the 50 or on our side of the 50 pretty much every single drive.
So Manor will set up 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Minute 49 to go in the 3rd quarter. Taj Brooks again running from Hill back in at quarterback. Handoff goes to Brooks. This time he's met in the backfield by 3 Hippos, and he's not going to get away from those guys. Good job by Braylon Sugg, Amir Ward, and looked like Tyler Kelly all met him in the backfield.
Yeah, I guess
for a
they
loss.
finally figured out, hey, 24's getting the ball here.
Well, I tell you, after the long touchdown run by number 4 a while ago, the Hippo defense didn't get greeted real warmly on the sideline by Coach Mosley, and he was asking them to make tackles.
Oh, make tackles, and there was kind of a lackadaisical look on him on that long touchdown run. Dejan was chasing him down. Other than that, a lot of guys just kind of jogging, watching.
Hand off to Brooks again, this time across the 45 up to the 46-yard line.
Bring up a 3rd and 9 here. So you get them into these spots, get them behind the chains, and you can kind of take Taj Brooks out of the game plan. And a lot of times they kind of use him as a decoy right here and try to get something in behind. Look for our corners to stay back and not fall into that decoy.
Snap back to Hill. Oh, and it's batted down. Great job by
Landon
Watson on a 3rd and 9, and he just bats that Hill pass down. And
he just grabbed it and gone.
Yeah, wouldn't it have been if he just reached those paws up and squeezed it?
Going back to using Taj Brooks as a decoy, they line him up out there as receiver and kind of have him just stand off to the side. We've been putting Amir Ward lined up almost at cornerback to defend against that swing pass so that he doesn't get a full head of steam.
Punt away, end over end at the 30-yard. Wow, it takes what a Manor bounce. Well, they are getting the bounces and they're getting the calls, and that ball's going to be killed at the 7-yard line. Just an end-over-ender, ugly punt, but it turns out well for the Mustangs, and the Hippos are going to have it 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line with 18 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Part of Georgetown's big run in the second half last week, I believe they blocked two punts and set up short fields, but we're just not getting that look tonight.
No, we're getting close, and I think that's one of the the underrated things that people are missing about Brock being out is his ability to get back there and wreak havoc in the in special teams and block those kicks.
Yeah, Hippos need a big play because you just kind of sense that Manor's kind of controlling this game right now. Handoff to Kimball, running to the left side. He's got the 5 and wrestled out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
We should hope he has the 5.
Yeah.
Started at the 7.
Yeah. Well, they pitched it back deep. The clock continues to run. I think that's going to be the last play of the third quarter. Well, now there's 1 second left, and they stop it. That's odd.
That's on par for the night.
Well, not sure why. The clock was running, and then with 1 second left, they stopped it. Very strange. Just a kind of a night that now they wind the clock. Wow. Okay. So they took that last one
Ramping
off.
up concession sales, trying to get people here as long as possible.
So. All right, we've played 3 here in Manor. Hippos hanging on by a thread. They lead at 28-20 over the Manor Mustangs. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
The Hutto Family YMCA, proud to partner with Hutto ISD. The Hutto Family YMCA is a center for fitness, family, and community. They provide Hutto residents with a state-of-the-art facility for programs and events that focus on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. The YMCA works with Hutto ISD to provide an after-school program and other events such as Friday Night Live for middle school students. Check out the Hutto Y or call 512-846-2360. The Hutto Family YMCA. Strength from within.
Welcome back to Manor ISD Athletic Complex. We are set to start the fourth quarter. Hippos hanging on to a 28-20 lead, but
boy, hanging on is the right word, I think.
Yeah, like I said,
really does.
You just sense things are really in Manor's favor right now. Got to give some shout-outs before we get the fourth quarter started. Coach Van listening in Friendswood, I guess, or maybe it's some exotic place where he's playing golf. Lynn Gutierrez, one of our great teachers, Hutto High School, listening. And, of course, our weekly shout-out to my mother in Wichita Falls and my wife, your mom, listening back in Hutto, Katie. So here we go. 2nd down and 9 needed by the Hippos. Handoff to Kimball, trying to bounce outside, can't. He's going to be, breaking a tackle, still fighting. Wow, how about that? We're a tough run. They had him stopped at about the 7-yard line, and Mackay just kept fighting. Ends up getting it up to the 15-yard line and has it in a manageable situation for 3rd down and short.
Just a weird run there. Had him stopped, and he spins about 2 times, just 360, and next thing you know, he's running free for an extra 4 or 5 yards.
They've blown the whistle faster in other situations. So 3rd down, 3 yards needed for the Hippos. Kimball in the backfield with Doggett, straight drop. Pressure, heavy pressure, and he's going to be sacked again. Or Grayson just can't get anything away. All of a sudden, the Manor Mustangs have figured out how to live in the Hippo backfield.
Yeah,
with Grayson's
they
pass
have,
in.
and Grayson was looking for that quick pass, and I don't think he saw it there. And, once that first option is gone and you got a guy in your face, good job of Grayson to not force something there, and just hold on it and live to fight another day. But boy, it's difficult situation here.
Yeah, Brody Bueno stands in the back of his end zone, and number 6, Dayron Butler, stands at the Hippo 40-yard line. And boy, Manor's been living in Hutto into the field, and Hutto's been fighting to get out of it. Punt away. Bounces at the 40-yard line. Fielded by Butler at the 40. Breaks 1 tackle. Now running to his right side and brought down at the 45-yard line. Good coverage by the Hippo coverage team. Look like number 27, Connor Wilson, and a couple other Hippos.
Like Tyler Carnes out there too. Once again, Manor's, they could have had a lot better field position, but once again, starting on the Hippo end of the 50-yard line, and it just has been a dominating performance in terms of starting field position right now.
Yeah, just so much pressure has been put on this Hippo defense all night long, and they've done a good job, but at some point they need some help from their offensive mates. So 1st and 10, Hill with the straight drop, stepping, throwing deep. He's got a man wide open, and it falls incomplete. How in the world did he miss him? My goodness, intended for number 6. Dayron Butler was 5 yards behind.
And the ball lands
the Hippo defender.
Maybe 2 yards next to him.
I don't know if he just lost it.
I think he's like, you know what, I'm running too fast. I'm not going to stop and try to get this. But that was bizarre.
I think maybe he never saw the ball.
Maybe not.
How odd. Well, he had him wide open, but it falls incomplete. So 2nd down and 10 for the Mustangs. Now they go back to that Wildcat formation, handoff at the 39-yard lines. Number 4, Levante Benford, who's been a thorn in the Hippo side tonight.
He has, and he strings it out until he's able to find a little crease, and he comes up a little bit gimpy here. He took a kind of a big hit in the leg by Xavier Phoenix.
So 3rd down and 4, ball at the 39-yard line. They need the 35 running from that Wildcat formation. Che Wabuko set up with Brooks, and now Manor has to call a timeout. I think that one got blown up a little bit when Levante Benford had to come off the field. They weren't sure what to do, so they call a timeout. 9:41 to go in the ball game. Hutto leading 28-20, but boy, just fighting for their lives.
Yeah, a little bit.
It kind of feels like we're just dog battling down here.
Yeah, it does. It's like I said, it's just one of those that you're up 28-20, but you just feel like you're just hanging on to a tightrope right now, and you keep waiting for your offense to make a big play, or each time the defense comes out there and they're getting stops and doing all they can, but it's almost like you just have the expectation that at some point Manor's going to break through.
Yeah, kind of has a similar feel to the Cedar Park game. You're holding on, and you just know at some point it's gonna turn.
So this time they come out with Hill back in at quarterback. Brooks sets up on one side of him, Wabuko on the other. Handoff goes to Wabuko, gets outside to the 35, to the 30, brought down and going to get a face mask against the Hippo. So yet another big penalty after he had the first down at the 30, and you're going to march off another 15 against the Hutto Hippo defense.
Oh, and had him kind of stopped in the backfield there. Mir had his hands around him, but just too fast and too slippery, and was able to get out of that one.
So they're going to march this one all the way down to the 15, and wow. Hippos just can't get out of their own way. So 1st and 10 at the 15, 9:34 to go in the game. Hutto leads it 28-20, but the Manor Mustangs are knocking on the door. Big game for both teams. Of course, the Hippos, if they win it, they secure that home field playoff spot. But they got a lot of work to do before they win this one. And off goes to Brooks. Ball's on the ground. Still a scramble for it, and it's still a scramble.
The Hippos ball. He's going to take it back.
Running at the 30, at the 40, at the 45, 30, at the 20, at the 10, 5. Landon Watson touchdown, and no flags. Wow. Huge play by the Hippo defense. There was a miscommunication on the handoff of Hill to Brooks. Ball went on the ground. It was kicked around by 3 or 4 Hippos. Finally, Landon Watson picked it up at about the 20 or 25-yard line, took it down the sidelines in front of the Manor Mustangs, and he was not going to get caught. And Hippos, huge play.
What a swing. Yeah,
wow.
Miscommunication. The ball's just on the ground. We had a chance to fall on it. Mustangs had a chance to fall on it. And all of a sudden, Landon comes swinging out of nowhere and just decides, hey, I'm going to pick this up and take this back for 6.
So you used one of your dial-ups, did you?
Kind of. Yeah. Delay a game against a Hippo, so their extra point will be from 5 yards back. Second time that's happened tonight. Wow.
And that one's a little more understandable. Coming off after the PAT unit's not exactly ready to go after that.
What? Big boy can move.
Yeah, but LSU liked seeing that.
It's touchdown number 2 on the year.
Gutierrez will attempt the extra point. Yeah, now he's got one from defense and offense. Snap back, hold down, kick up, and it's good. 8:57 to go in the ball game. It's now Hutto 35 and Manor 20. Listen to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
A-Plus Federal Credit Union is a longtime supporter of Hutto ISD. Earn cash back and support Hippo Nation with the student-designed A-Plus FCU Hutto ISD Hippo debit card. When you use your Hippo debit card, you and Hutto ISD both earn up to 10 cents with every purchase. Hutto ISD has received over $71,000 in cash back from A-Plus FCU members since August 2016. Stop by the Hutto branch on Ed Schmidt Boulevard to get your card and start earning today. Membership required. Insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to Manor, where the Hippos, boy, we talked about they needed something big to happen to change the momentum, and they got it. Manor was knocking on the door looking to try to tie the game, but they fumbled. Landon Watson picked it up at about the 20-yard line and ran it back 80 yards for the touchdown, and Hutto now leads at 35-20. On the extra points, you had offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. We didn't get the numbers. I don't guess it was anybody that was previously penalized.
It was Dietrich Williams for us, number 70. Most of our unsportsmanlikes have been on the defensive side.
You don't want it.
Wow, that was huge. All right, let's see if you can get a good kickoff here and hold them. There's a high kick.
Catch
Boy,
it.
Catch it. That one has chance for the Hippos to come down with it. And, boy, Manor ends up with it. That was a high kick that only went about 15 yards, and a Hippo is
right in Brody. Brody in those arms and just couldn't come down with it.
Yeah, Brody had a chance to just catch it and fall on it. Would have been the Hippos' ball, but it bounced around a couple of times, and somehow Manor falls on it, and they're going to have it 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
The second time we've seen that in the last 2 weeks, where we've either got a chance or do end up just straight up catching the kickoff because the other team doesn't want to catch it.
Guess that's why Brody's a quarterback and not a receiver, right?
Well, he's got those new gloves.
It's those teal gloves.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So 1st and 10 for Manor at their own 44-yard line. Hutto leads at 35-28, 54 to go in the ball game. Well, you saw a huge play by the Hippo defense on that previous possession. Let's see if the Hippos can get a stop here. Not sure what Jason Vogelpool's doing. He's actually standing in their backfield.
That's crazy.
They're looking over at the sidelines and not sure what's going on. I think a ball. I think they're looking for their ball.
Well, no, they have Landon's shoe came off during that run, and they've got it on the Manor sideline.
Oh,
and we'll give it back.
They stole his shoe? So is he playing with one shoe on?
I don't know what he's got on out there right now.
I would take a one-shoed Landon Watson over most anybody else.
A shoeless.
Yeah, I'd take a shoeless Landon Watson. All right, snap back by Hill, looking to throw, and he's going to be sacked
by
at the 40-yard line.
By one shoe, Landon.
The one-shoed man brings him down.
Well,
he's got
2 shoes.
He's got 2 shoes on.
Yeah, I think somebody gave him one.
Well, you just wonder where that shoe is over here on the sideline.
Yeah, he's not getting that back.
It's over here. Their sidelines obviously is right in front of us. We'll see if we can. We'll do some investigation, see if we can spot the missing shoe.
I'm pretty impressed he could move like that without a shoe, too.
No kidding. So sack, 2nd down and 13. Ball back to the 41-yard line. Hill rolling. Trying a little inside handoff to Brooks going the opposite direction, and good job by the Hippos. I think Braylon, who was that on the tackle?
Well, Tyler Kelly was right there in his face and looked like we were going to have a huge collision, and I think maybe he decided, I'm not sure I want to.
So Davian Robinson ends up bringing him down at the 45-yard line. So pick up about 4 yards. So it's going to be 3rd down and 9.
Tried that same sprint out play there where this time they rolled right and then had him cut back left. And Tyler Kelly was right there, and he was able to disrupt it just enough. Boy, I thought it was just going to be kind of a kill shot. But
I've just been impressed. Taj Brooks, boy, he can stop and start on a dive.
Yeah, for as big a boy as he is. So 3rd down and 9. Handoff goes to Brooks, running to the left side. Good job by the Hippos. He gets as far as the 47-yard line, and that's it.
At this point,
to me, a 4th
probably
down, you
4th
figure
down.
Manor's going to go for
I would
this.
think so. With 7 minutes left, down 2 scores.
4th down. They need the Hutto 46-yard line. They've got it 4th down at their own 47. So huge opportunity right here for the Hippo defense to really kind of shut this thing down if they can get a stop. Brooks lines up in the backfield with Hill. 4th down, 6 needed, 6:50 to go in the ball game. Snap back, straight drop. Pressure coming on Hill. He escapes Braylon Sugg. Now he can't escape. Throws it across the field to Brooks. Bounces what's a lateral, and he's tackled short at the 46-yard line.
Good stop there.
Heady play
it was
by
very
Hill.
Smart, yeah.
Hill was wrapped up on what was going to be a sack, and he somehow got his arm loose and just threw a pass over that bounced to Taj Brooks in the middle of the field, picked it up, and only took it across the 45 to the 46.
If that would have worked, I would have just
said, right.
Man.
That would have been.
That was awful close to being forward, too, but obviously it doesn't really matter.
So over on downs to the Hippos, and great field position for them at the 46-yard line with 6:36 to go. A sustained drive right here would pretty much seal the deal for the Hippos if they can do that. Kai Kimball in the backfield. Handoff goes to him across the 45. Still moving forward to the 40-yard line. Nice hard run by Mackay. Pickup of 6 yards on the play. Going to be 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, and the key here is just to hold on to the ball. Obviously, with his cast, that's a little easier said than done. Obviously, it's in his non-dominant hand, but make sure you got to keep 2 hands on the ball.
Another thing I'd say you do here that we haven't always done is let that clock run.
Yeah.
Use a lot of that play clock. You're down to 6 minutes left in the ball game. 10 seconds on the play clock. 2 receivers right side. Handoff goes to Mackay up the middle. Penalty, 35-30, cutting back outside to the 20, to the 15, 10, 5, and right down at the 2. And let's see what this penalty flag is all about. I think Grayson got hit pretty hard after the play.
Might be a personal foul, late hit.
The flag came out when
way over here on the sideline. Could have been an
I think it was
offsides.
Offside, or we had too many men in the backfield.
Let's see.
Illegal formation.
Yeah.
Bring it back. My gosh. And how many of these penalties have come when you've had huge plays? I know earlier we were talking to Michael Holiday. He said that Hippos already had about 155 yards of penalties in the game.
Make it 160.
Yeah, and again, that's just penalty yards. And then you factor in how many yards you've lost because of things like that. Mackay Kimball just ran that ball down to the 2-yard line, and instead you're going to back up 5 yards.
What's Manor's penalty yardage?
Good news about that is it keeps the clock moving and you get 2nd down again. So, it's not all bad. You get to run 40 seconds more off the clock.
5:30 to go in the ball game. That's a good point. You do get to continue running the clock. But, wow.
I'd take that ball down at the 3, actually.
Yeah, I would too. Handoff to Kendall Williams. He breaks free at the 35, still fighting near the 30-yard line, has a 1st down.
Yeah, well, we should have been called for another penalty there. We did not have all 11 guys set when that ball was snapped.
Well, at this point, you need to huddle up and just take your time. You're down to 5 minutes left in the game.
Come on, Ryan, you can't call them all.
I know.
I thought they were, though.
Hey, Manor has a whopping 60 yards of penalties. So we've outgained them in penalties by over 100 yards. So we got that going for us. Winning all the stats tonight.
We win everywhere.
So 1st down at the 31-yard line, 4:40 to go. Hippos doing a good job of running that clock all the way down. 1 second left on the play clock. Handoff goes to Kendall. Starts left, comes back middle, and gets it all the way to the 25-yard line. Nice run, picked up 6 yards. 2nd down, and they'll need 4. Well, and then those are big 1st down runs, too, because then you can really
milk it and
milk
don't worry
that clock
about getting 1 or 2 yards. That's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like how Grayson hands the ball and then pushes the running back in the back. Go.
Get away from me.
Get away from me. Well, what the Hippos are doing here, too, is they're getting themselves down to field goal position where if nothing else, you get a field goal and it puts you up 3 scores. 4 minutes to go in the ball game, leading 35-20. Blitz look coming from Manor. Jet sweep to Dejon Harrison. If he can get the edge, he's got the 25 at the 20.
And stays in bounds.
Run out of
Smart.
bounds.
Oh, stayed in bounds.
Did he?
Yep.
Tackle made at the 19-yard line, so another first down for the Hippos.
Stat pattern for Grayson, too, those passes.
That's right. Counts as a pass. 19-yard line, 1st and 10, 3:35 to go in the ball game. Well, this is exactly what you needed this offense to do. Just grind this out, use the clock, keep it away from Manor.
Yeah, and get one more first down here, and you can just about
you can
run it out.
really run this clock. Kai Kimball in the backfield with Doggett. Low snap, picked up, handoff to Mackay. Bouncing, gets through 15 to the 10, still fighting, and slammed down at the 10-yard line, body slam. Kind of did a finishing move on Mackay Kimball right there.
Yeah, he's been watching some film on Braylon, I think.
Big Princely.
Yeah, well, he got it to the 10. He didn't get the first, so it's 2nd down and 1 needed, and that's not all bad either.
I think that's probably better.
Inside of 3 minutes now, 2:50 to go in the ball game. 35-20, and yeah, you just let this play clock run all the way down every play.
Textbook 4-minute drill here.
Yeah. Now, just don't get any penalties right here, right?
Well, even a penalty,
Just be smart. Snap back, handoff to Kendall Williams. Bust through, touchdown Hippos. The sea parted. Kendall took it into the end zone for the Hippo touchdown.
And no holding flags.
That's right. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the ball game, and that should probably seal the deal for the Hippos. And some of the Manor fans begin to pack up and make their way to the exits. So 2.5 minutes to go. Big offensive series by the Hippos. Boy, you felt the momentum beginning to switch back to Manor most of that third quarter, early fourth quarter, and then that huge Landon Watson fumble recovery, return for a touchdown, just changed everything. Point after attempt is good, and with 2:30 to go in the ball game, it's now Hutto 42, Manor 20. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
ACDI, Al Clausen Disposal supports the Hippo Nation. ACDI is a locally owned family company that specializes in solid waste services, including residential, recycling, commercial, and roll-off. Al Clausen Disposal has grown into a top 100 ranked corporation. Their mission is simple. They're committed to providing safe, reliable, and environmentally sound waste solutions at cost-effective rates while embracing new ideas to reduce the carbon footprint. Al Clausen Disposal, your local choice for all your collection and disposal needs. ACDI says go Hippos!
Well, welcome back. The Hippos have maybe put the dagger into the Manor Mustangs coffin. 2:30 to go here in the ball game. Hutto leads at 42-20. And, again, just a great job by the Hutto offense right there to do what they needed to do to salt this one away. Eduardo Fernandez on to kickoff. There's that high kick again. And going to be fair caught by Manor this time at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, just a perfect drive back there by the Hippos. I think we got the ball when there was about 7.5 minutes left and able to take off 5 minutes. Really could have gotten a first down there and salted it completely away. And I'm not thinking Manor would have used any of their timeouts. But hard to take a touchdown away from a guy. And
yeah,
up 3 scores with 2.5 minutes, you're feeling pretty good too.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 35-yard line. Hill with Brooks in the backfield. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Straight drop by Hill. Pressure, throwing over the middle, and it is tipped away.
Boy.
Nice job by the Hippos. Brody Bueno.
Almost
the teal
intercepted,
gloves.
Yeah. Hit him in the hand, so that's
Yeah.
he's over 2 on
the magic
catching
teal
tonight.
gloves.
Well, they're not too magic, or he caught it.
They work better on defense than they do on kickoffs, I guess. Or
and interceptions.
Well, Mosley just said, that's 2.
Yeah, Ryan said the same thing.
And heck.
2nd down and 10. Snap back. trying to set up a screen. The Hippos sniffed that one out, and Hill just completely throws it away. I think he throws it over to Landon's shoes somewhere over here on the sidelines.
Did you see Amir come in and slow play that quarterback?
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
That was smart.
Was well played there. He sniffed that screen out all the way.
Ball lands way over here on the Manor sidelines. So 3rd down and 10, 2:16 to go in the ball game. And obviously you got Manor in very desperation mode right here.
Well, and forcing them to do exactly what they don't want to do, which is throw the ball.
Line up 2 receivers right side, single receiver left. Now they put another man, number 4, Benford, in the slot right side. Straight drop by Hill, throwing. It is caught just enough for the first down. Number 13, Carl Chester. You know, we called his name a lot early in the game, it seems like, and then they hadn't thrown to him anymore. But he slides in, catches that one.
I don't think they've thrown to him since the one he caught over here on the sideline with Dejon.
I don't think so either. So 1st and 10 at the 46 for the Mustangs. Inside of 2 minutes to go now. Hill slings it right side in and out of the hands of number 21, Darian Fletcher.
Pass intended for number 21, Fletcher. Pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, if I was Manor, I'd have 2 plays. One is
24 and
run
13.
24 and throw a jump ball to
Chester. Yeah, I think so.
They tend to do a little bit of out-coaching themselves sometimes.
Yeah, just sometimes try to get a little too cute. 2nd down and 10. Straight drop by Hill, throwing deep. Oh, he's got a man. It's caught at the 20, at the 10, and slung down inside the 5. Ball on the ground, picked up by the Hippos.
Oh, he got it.
Wow, at the 10, at the 15, and returning it to the 25-yard line.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Are they going to say he was not down?
I guess not. Number 5, Julius Ochoa. Oh, I think they're going to say he was down. No? No,
I
they're
don't
not.
think so.
Wow.
Tell you what, he got behind the Hippos, and I think he got away with a push-off, connected with him, and I didn't see who the defender was that chased him down and slung him down inside the 5, but as he was slinging him down, Ochoa lost the ball, and the Hippos picked it up.
I think
and
he
returned
thought
it
he
to
was
the 25.
he thought he was home free and slowed down, and he had the end zone. But man, I'm like you. I don't know who caught him, but they ripped him down, and I thought for sure that ball came out after he was thrown down, but guess not.
Nonetheless, Hippos ball, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line, and this is where you just run it out. And
Another flag.
But for good measure, let's go ahead and get another holding call. Boy, Hippos trying to work their way up to 200 yards in penalty yardage. And then another flag comes flying. Well, after the the penalty, and then after the play, there was a lot of jawing going on between the two teams, and then another penalty flag came flying in over at the 20-yard line. So
imagine that.
This one's just been a mess. It's not been from a penalty perspective.
It's been a mess, and it hadn't really been a mess that's been in Hutto's favor in terms of the penalties. But like we said earlier, best trash talk is sometimes the scoreboard. And at this point, just say, hey, why don't you turn around and check out that score? Nothing else needs to be said.
Yeah, of course. Let's see who this is going to. They're going to mark the holding, I think, against the Hippos, and then we'll see who the. Because there was going to be a holding against the Hippos, and then there was a dead ball. There's the holding call, and then take that one to the 15. Then a dead ball, unsportsmanlike, against Manor.
Oh, hey.
So go back 10 and then come back 15. So you net 5 yards out of that deal.
That's good offense right there.
There you go. That'll win you a game if you can do that every play. So finally a 15-yarder goes against Manor.
Why did they move the chains?
Yeah, good question. I'm not sure why they moved the chains on that. Probably should still be 2nd and 5, but I mean 1st and 5. It doesn't really matter. You're at minute 27 seconds left, and you're going to go knee. You know what? That's probably the smartest thing to do. Just take a knee at this point. Avoid any penalty and avoid any trash talk. Grayson, good on Grayson. He goes and gets his guys and pulls them back and says, just go huddle up. Yep. That's a good leadership right there by Grayson Doggett.
Should take.
Bryce says his battery ran out, so we're done with Bryce for the night. Yeah, that was the good leadership by Grayson to get his guys and say, don't do something stupid and get another penalty. Just come back here. So 45 seconds left, snap back, and another knee.
Knee should have to snap at one.
And Maynard's not calling any timeouts, so they're good.
Should be the last one of the night. Yep, we can go ahead and line
Everybody's
it up.
done. Well, they're going to let this one run out inside of 30 seconds now, and the play clock hasn't even started ticking. So I think at this point you can say good night.
Good night, and you can start planning your home playoff game.
Absolutely.
2 weeks from now.
So great win for the Hippos. Boy, it was hard-earned, and some of that hard-earned was made difficult on themselves, with so many penalties. And I know that's not something that the coaches are going to be happy about, but ultimately you're happy to come away with a big 42-20 win here in Manor, and the Hippos will move to 7-1 overall in the year, 4-1 in district play. And like we said, that seals the deal in terms of being able to host a first round playoff spot. Still to be determined who that's going to be. And of course, the Hippos still have to finish their regular season. They have a game next week. It'll be senior night against Rouse. The Hippos will obviously send their seniors off warmly next Friday night on senior night, knowing that they get to have another home game. And the great thing is, next Friday not only is senior night, but it's also our annual Veterans Day celebration. So we'll spend all day celebrating our veterans and then have a football game that night, try to cap off a great season. And then the following week, and we don't know yet if it'll be a Thursday or a Friday. Brad is hoping that it'll be a Thursday night playoff game. He likes those Thursday night games because it gives you a chance to go scout potentially your second-round opponent on Friday. But all that still remains to be seen. The good news is the Hippos come away tonight with a 42-20 win over the Mustangs in a game that was just marred by lots of penalties, way too many penalties on the Hippos. But Ryan, when you can have that many penalties and still come away with a 22-point win over a tough Manor team, that's good. And this one turned. Obviously, it was 28-20, and Manor was driving for what could have been a tying possession, and that game completely turned on the fumble return by Landon Watson for the touchdown.
Amazing how much one play can just change a ball game completely and change the mind and mood set. Manor was coming in and potentially going to come tie this ball game up, and next thing you know, you look up and we're up 2 scores, and everything has changed. Like you said, just a sloppy game on our part. Didn't really feel like we played well on any end, really. Especially in the discipline area. But when you can do that, like you said, and still come away with a three touchdown victory and secure the second spot in your district, it's a good night ultimately, and it's a good teaching moment. And you love to be able to have those teaching moments coming off of a win. Obviously, that's a much better situation than coming off of a loss. So, all in all, a positive night. Obviously.
Yeah, it's it's one of those that momentum is a funny thing in sports, and you sometimes will get it and then you lose it, and then you're just trying to get it back, and it just seemed like that whole third quarter Manor had the momentum, and you were living in the Hutto end of the field, and boy, it was just. What's going to happen? Is there going to be a big play that's going to change it? Is something going to spark the Hippos? And sure enough, there it was from your LSU recruit and your defensive stud, Landon Watson, picked up that fumble. And from that point on, it was like, boy, it burst the balloon of the Manor Mustangs, because that score put you up, by two scores, and then Hippo defense did a great job on the next possession to stop Manor, and then the offense did what they needed to do, which is just use a lot of clock, go down, get a score, and that just slam the door shut. Well, and I do want to be clear, I just got a text. The first playoff game, if it's a Thursday night game, that will be a home game. So the Hippos won't have to travel. It will be a home game for the Hippos. Brad likes to have, if possible, to have that home game on Thursday night, and then gives him a shot to go scout the next team. So, yeah, we certainly don't want any Thursday night games where we have to travel, but if we can have a Thursday night game for that first round that we get to host, then that's certainly very, very helpful. But that all depends on who we end up playing, because that team, whoever that is in the first round, has to agree to play Thursday night as well. If not, then if they want to do Friday, we want to do Thursday, and then you flip a coin for it. Well, that'll all play out next week. And
I think could potentially find out tonight.
I don't know. I know
we're waiting
it's
on LBJ and
Seguin, I think, is the kind of the two teams that we're looking at for that first round game. With us finishing second, we would play the third place team out of that district, and then, looking beyond that, you get to the second week of playoffs and things really get tough, and we won't even talk about that yet because we don't even want to go down that road.
We got a long
we need
way.
to wrap up regular season, and we need to win that first round game at home, and then we'll go wherever we go from that point. All right. Well, watch our social media. We're not positive we're going to have a coaches show Monday night. Have a couple of potential conflicts Monday night, but we will post on our social media about that, whether there will be a coaches show or not. But we do know we'll be back Friday night at Hutto Memorial Stadium for the Hippos' final regular season game, senior night, as the Hippos take on Rouse. Final score again tonight from Manor: Hutto 42, Manor 20. For Bryce Doggett on the sidelines, for Gage Bowles, our engineer, and for Ryan Robinson, our color commentator, I'm Todd Robinson saying have a great weekend, everybody, and we will see you next week.